We're gonna be watching Park Jimin Introduction 2025. It's a YouTube and Patreon request. It's requested a lot, so it's gonna be by the channel The Jimin Video. It says here pre-debut, main dancer, lead vocalist, songs, face of K-pop, personality, fun, and performer. Alright, let's do it.
Check out my Patreon for blocked or exclusive content, 1-hour video requests, and more. Shout out to all my amazing supporters.
It is gonna be a long video, so grab something to
This is an
drink
introduction
or
video
to
for
eat,
Park Jimin,
so-
the main dancer and lead vocalist of the biggest and most successful group today, BTS. Real name, Park Jimin. Stage name, Jimin. Born October 13th, 1995. From Busan, South Korea. Role in the group, lead vocals and the main dancer.
네, 안녕하세요. 방탄소년단의 큐티 섹시 러블리를 담당하고 있는 지민입니다.
Yeah.
Cutie, sexy, lovely.
Jimin's dance route starts at the Just Dance Academy in Busan, where he excelled in hip-hop, freestyling, popping, and isolation. He made a local name for himself by joining many street dance battles as well as winning multiple talent competitions. At one point, when Jimin's parents couldn't afford the tuition fee, the school let him take classes for free so they wouldn't lose a talent like him.
That's good. I'm so glad the school did this. Like, wow. They really believed in him, and I love that.
Jimin also excelled in school. He was a part of robotics building club, football club,
Oh, football.
야, 나이스 패스. 정확하다.
형은 다 하잖아.
he was a part of a book club, was excellent at track and a part of billiards club. On top of that, he was a part of the student council from elementary to high school. That's 9 years of switching between class president and class vice president. Jimin also, all throughout his schooling, was on top of his class.
Wow. So he is a smart guy. He is. I love that. Oh my God. Just being able to be a dancer and excel in school.
Achieving perfect scores, especially in math. He was even called the god of math and would cover for his math teacher. He was also good at and liked science. Jimin was already quite popular amongst his peers. One of his old classmates has said that at the high school retreat, girls went crazy after he danced to the song Melodic by TVXQ, taking off his glasses and even showing off his abs. What's wholesome is that the main vocalist of the group said that he likes Jimin. Jimin was admitted into the Busan High School of Arts as a valedictorian in the modern dance department. Jimin took on various dance styles, such as contemporary dance, jazz, Korean dance, ballet. Jimin was even called the rising star of Busan.
The body goals. Damn. His body is just perfect.
Jimin's former teacher states, students usually give their all and focus on one of the dance majors like ballet, Korean traditional dance or contemporary dance, but Jimin did his best in all dance majors classes. He also had
Bro,
the time to
just
train in various
everything.
forms of martial arts, such as Taekwondo, in which he has a black belt, Hapkido, and Kendo for 8 years.
앞으로 내려치기 하루에 1,500번.
1,500번이나 했다고?
응.
뻥치지 마.
체력 훈련.
그럼 검사하지 왜 여기 있냐?
엄마한테 그랬죠. 엄마 저는 세계 최고의 검투사가 되는 게 꿈이에요.
검투가.
우와!
He was also the first and only
Crushed
freshman
it.
offered a scholarship to study martial arts more extensively abroad in China.
Oh, love it. I love what I'm seeing.
Unknown fact to a lot of BTS fans would be that Jimin, just like RM, also enjoys artwork and visits to art exhibitions and museums. Jimin also knows how to play the piano, is learning how to play the guitar, loves to read and write poems. In an interview with Busan Art School magazine, Jimin's dad has also said that he felt like he was losing a genius when Jimin expressed wanting to be a public dancer rather than a pure dancer. He also was worried, because success is not always
Interesting.
guaranteed in this type of work. In the same interview he stated, in middle school, there was a time where Jimin had to write about his future. In his paper, he wrote that he wanted to go to Busan Arts High School and learn dance and use that background and combine it with music to become a singer or a celebrity. His paper was very
Okay.
detailed, and I think this was the start of his dream to become an idol. Jimin has said that when he
I do like how he had a vision because unfortunately, not all young people, and I speak from a personal experience. When I was young, I didn't really have so many like detailed plans, like other than succeeding in school. So I just like how he had this vision to his future and what he really wants. So yeah.
He expressed wanting to dance and make music. His dad agreed straight away and even took him to every audition. In a recent interview, the director of the Just Dance Academy mentioned Jimin's father didn't force his children to do things. When Jimin was practicing until 2 or 3 in the morning, he would wait in the car parked outside. When there were events held in clubs, he would always come, even though other parents didn't. In the same exclusive one-time interview, the dance director said, "I first met Jimin when he was in his first year of junior high school. I taught popping classes which Jimin's school used to attend for their extracurricular activity. Whether I taught him how to do a wave or popping, he was the only one who would make an extraordinary improvement. That's why I invited him to the Just
Oh,
Dance Academy."
it's
At the
given
time,
main
Jimin's modern
character.
dance teachers were opposed to the idea of Jimin becoming an idol as they felt that the world of dance would be losing
Oh, that's the teacher? Oh yeah.
a great artist.
의 반열을 오른다는 게 쉬운 일은 아니잖아요. 부산에서 방시혁 기획사 대표가 하는 어떤 그런 오디션에 나간다고 했을 때 지민이한테 이제 지금 이제 이걸 마지막으로 빨리 이제 네가 전공을 정했으면 좋겠다. 가수가 될지 아니면 순수한 무용을 할지 이번이 마지막이 됐으면 좋겠다고 했는데 합격을 했더라고. 그게 뭐 제가 알기로는 몇천 멤버 오디션 보러 왔는데 한 명이 지민이가 됐다 해서 아 얘가 무슨 가능성이
Only
있구나,
one.
잠재력이 있구나라고 제가 그때부터 생각하게 됐죠.
So thousands of people audition for a specific thing, right? And they choose one. That's what I understand.
저는 몇천 멤버
Thousands of people took that audition,
오디션 보러 왔는데 한 명이
but Jimin was the only one that passed. Oh my God, it's given main character thing, bro. Imagine being picked from 1,000. Wow, you gotta be
지민이가
Jimin.
됐다 해서 아 얘가 무슨 가능성이 있구나, 잠재력이 있구나라고 제가 그때부터 생각하게 됐죠.
Jimin auditioned for Big Hit Entertainment in spring of 2012. He chose a romantic ballad called I Have a Lover by a Korean artist, Lee Yoon-mai. She has said that it's a song hard to sing live because of its technically difficult melody and vocal range needed. After successful auditions, Jimin went to Seoul to train on May 15, 2012. Jimin
Damn,
has
how
had one of the
sharp it
shortest idol
is.
training periods ever. After being a trainee under Big Hit for around 6 months, he got a position in the group and joined BTS as the last member and was revealed as a member on January 12, 2013. This changed the trajectory of BTS, as they were originally supposed to be a
Okay.
hip-hop group, but with Jimin's new addition they instead shifted to becoming an idol group. A lot of trainees were surprised by Jimin's various skills.
현대 무용과 힙합 댄스를 출 줄 아는 애가 들어오게 된다라는 걸 들었을 때, 야, 현대 무용하고 힙합 댄스를 둘 다 출 줄 안다고?
다 가져가야만 속이 후련했냐?
그래서 딱 오자마자
Yeah.
아니
But was he the main reason though, or there's a lot of factors and he is one of them?
안녕하세요 막 인사를 하고 이랬는데 얼굴이 되게 애기애기하고 또 이제 차예요. 또 약간 지미가 또 약간 이렇게 지미가 오자마자 막 이제 막 몸을 풀더라고요. 그래서 막 몸 풀다가 갑자기 공중제비를 차는 거예요. 그래서 뭐지? 그래서 와, 이 친구 대단한 친구구만.
Even though Jimin had this successfully versatile dance background, he still had a hard time learning idol dance and because of that was threatened every month of his trainee days with being kicked out of the group. This could be because idol dance was difficult to learn taking into account his dance background, but this could also be a tactic capable
Really? Because in my opinion, it's not though. When you really do a lot of freestyle and you know how to go with the music, I definitely think that choreography will not be as challenging if you don't have a dancing background. So I don't know, but I'm not a professional, so they know better, of course. If you watch documentaries about the K-pop training system and interviews with ex-idols and ex-trainees, they talk about how training brains being kicked out is a psychological tactic to push them to work harder and improve faster. In extreme cases, it's even a tactic to keep the great trainees from getting too confident and leaving for another company or more. Oh man, that's kind of manipulation. That's terrible. Um, this would make sense in Jimin's case because he had a short period to catch up and make it as a main dancer and lead singer. Oh, okay, so is, do you think they use that tactic so that he doesn't become very confident because and maybe feel special and think about bigger companies? What do you think? Tell me in the comments.
Pop companies used to quickly make a good trainee even better.
저는 연습생 생활을 정말 짧게 했는데 한 8번 정도 잘릴 뻔했죠.
제가 알기로 한 15번 정도인데 데뷔 전날 잘릴 뻔한 거 아니었어?
저를 반대하시는 분들이 굉장히 많으셨었는데 방탄소년단은 저로 인해서 완성된 것이 아니겠습니까?
지민 씨가 재밌는 케이스인데 저는 이제 매력적인 캐릭터이고 재능도 있지만 사실 덜 완성돼 있다라고 생각해서 꽤 회의적이었는데 저희 팀원들이 저에게 지민 씨 같은 캐릭터가 팀에 반드시 있어야 된다라고 강력하게 주장을 했고 저라고 모든 걸 다 안다고 생각하지 않았기 때문에 이 정도로 강력하게 주장할 때는 분명히 의미가 있을 거라고 생각을 해서 받아들이게 된 건데 사실 지금 생각하면 아찔하죠. 만약 제가 그때 이제 고집을 폈으면.
이분이 이제 그 당시 지민이를 지켰던 수호신 2명 중에 한 분이거든요. 어떻게 보면 지민이를 지킨 게 사실 BTS를 지킨 건데 어쨌든 그 판단이 맞았잖아요. 지민이 없으면 큰일 났죠.
In a recent interview, Jimin said, "I didn't know how to dance like a member of an idol group. I'd never dealt with dancing like this until I became a trainee. So whenever the movement changed, I would pause and memorize the position. You know that Solomon character, that stick figure with the big head and sticks for a body. I drew every single move and position in that character and memorized them. It made everyone around me laugh." We also saw that for his official solo debut while writing the lyrics, Jimin was already imagining the choreography.
Oh, I think now I get it because what I mentioned before by having experience in freestyling would make it easy in terms of learning and movement quality. You will see that you will have a better movement quality. But of course, in the case of like being with the members, formation, that's a different thing, especially as he said, if he's not used to it, it will be a challenge. So I kind of get that. So this is his draft for, yeah, interesting. Love it.
And the set of the music video.
무엇을 해야 될지를 모르는 게 너무 힘들었었던 것 같고요. 4시까지 하고 이제 6시 반쯤에 일어나서
다시 또 연습하고 또 새벽 한 4시쯤 집에 와서 자고 그랬던 거예요?
네.
막 힘들지 않아요?
그때는 안 힘들었었던 것 같아요. 이게
Despite all of the obstacles, 6 months later, on 13th of June 2013, Jimin got to debut with BTS as one of the 2 main dancers, and as well as lead vocalist. Jimin showcased his skills 22 days later on the Mnet's Dancing 9 show, where he was officially introduced as the main dancer.
Okay.
고등학교 가고 싶어서 예고 갔고 서울 올라오고 싶어서 오디션 보고 왔고 데뷔하고 싶어서 데뷔했고 1등하고 싶어서 1등했고.
Jimin was an
Main
instant star.
dancer.
His acrobatic skills drew the public's attention to the rookie group.
Such a nice audition though.
As a rookie, he already ranked amongst other popular idols.
As like a shock factor because when you're watching like choreography, you're watching people dancing, and then suddenly he does like a flip or a jump or something. It's like a nice shocking factor added to the group. Idol stars who are the best dancers. Kai, yes. G-Dragon, Jisung, and Taemin. Okay.
Idols in various best dancer polls.
얼굴은 귀여운데
네.
Very amazing.
맞아요.
그걸 아는 거죠.
무려 35%의 지분율을 획득했습니다.
기분
All the votes. Popular with guys. Um, okay.
At the time, Jimin was already helping with ideas for the choreography. For example, he was the one who came up with hat dance trick choreography.
No, you're kidding me. I love that one. I freaking loved it. So it was his idea. What a genius.
시작한
God.
건 이제 지민이의 이 발가기와 매트릭스의 날아차기와 그 위협을
Even that
보여준 거 아닙니까,
one.
사실. 그죠?
Jimin's greatest strength as a dancer is his ability to merge together his background in various martial arts, his hip-hop roots, as well as his contemporary training. While watching him dance, you can see that he is precise and tends to add a little extra to the choreography.
Body control, jeez. Look at, yeah, exactly. Forget about the upper body and focus on his. That's insane. How precise he is with that. Yeah. I'm actually glad this video mentions that because that's exactly what I wanted to talk about in my first time reaction video to BTS. But because language issues, English is not, so my vocabulary is very basic. So I don't have terms for techniques that I can explain. So I think this video mentions exactly what I wanted to talk about.
He prioritizes elongated and fuller movements which express deeper emotions. He is the beat.
Oh. A mask. Oh, he's a puppet controlled.
He dances to the tips of his fingers. And basically optimizes his movements with sliding and gliding over the stage.
Oh, the gliding. Jeez.
He is also a master of optimizing his performances. Starting from masterful spinning whenever he needs to travel a short distance, these movements help to make the stage more colorful and exciting. Jimin also has the ability to travel across the stage at great speeds. When Jimin's part ends, he quickly moves into his new position, which is often further away, all while never missing a beat and holding a stable note.
Oh, nice. He's running, jumping to get into formation quickly. Run!
Since Jimin is light on his feet, you might not even realize he's traveled so far. That's why Mnet calculated Jimin's idle stage distance. He made 440 steps while singing and running at the speed of 6 kilometers per hour. Because of Jimin's modern dance background, every time you pause a video, you will be greeted with his beautiful dance lines and cool, composed facial expressions. Also, you may or may not have noticed Jimin's trained ballerino stance.
Yeah.
Jimin is also known for his work ethics and being a perfectionist.
아 그쵸. 한 번은 더 해보면 좋을 것 같아요.
그렇지.
더 성장하는 제가 되도록 노력하겠습니다.
이렇게 항상 부족함을 느끼는 이 마음.
난 아직
멀었다.
동생이 돼서 잘 따라가겠습니다. 한 정도 더 해봐야 되지 않겠나?
멀었다.
They low-key look similar. I don't know why I felt like
동생이 돼서 잘 따라가겠습니다. 분 정도 더 해봐야 되지 않겠나?
여기 가자.
지금? 오늘은 끝. 안 돼, 한 번 더 하자.
한 번 더 할래? 마이크 와? 뭐 어떻게 할래?
이어서. 이거 어때요? 이거 괜찮다. 그쵸? 앞에가 문제래요. 앞에 뭐 하지?
아까 이거 한번 해봐봐.
나 세미 프리.
It's having fun.
Let's go.
Jimin is serious about his craft, and often behind the scenes you can see him helping to improve the choreography, giving his ideas and helping other members learn the choreo.
진영도 이거 같이 맞춰주면 좋을 것 같아. 이거 진짜 빡세네. 내가 이때 형 호석이 이때 내가 좀 많이 나왔어.
Let's run BTS.
야, 무릎 조심해. 점프인데 몸은 뒤에 있는데.
Just think about your legs.
왜 반대로? 그렇죠. 앞뒤. 둘 때 위위 타타 빵빵빵 같이 가고 이형 막 이게
Alright.
빨라 가운데가 좀 빨라 힙할 때 힙 그것만 듣고 보면은
그렇지.
끝나는 게 딱 맞으면 좀 맞거든.
박자만 생각해줘도
너들아 갓된 힙 비 아래
Rain before it, sky keep pouring every
남들 정신 안 차리라. 혼자서 그 틈을에서 안 보이려고 막. 이걸로 확실히 짚고 가는데 뒤꿈치가 꼭 잡히면 안 되고 앞꿈치로만 해야 돼.
Oh, it's slippers.
그래 빨리 가지. Bring your pain, join the crowd, wait for one o'clock 이렇게.
되게 깜깜할 것 같은데.
진짜 어떡하지? 차라리 저를 퍼드 팀에 넣어주세요. 정리 알아서 다 해줄게요.
안무를 배우는데 5명은 선생님 옆에 가 있고 저랑 랩몬스터 2명은 이 옆에 거울 구석탱이에서 둘이서 막 열심히 합니다. 왜냐면 이 친구들은 진도를 더 나갈 수 있는데 저희는 그걸 복습하고 네. 그리고 지민이가 또 고생을 하는데 지민이랑 제이홉이 보통 저희 한 번 더 알려줍니다. 이렇게 하지 말고 이렇게 움직여보는 건 어떨까요? 그럼 저희는 야, 너는 천재구나.
Even though he is a perfectionist, contrary to a lot of introduction videos, Jimin actually doesn't mind his mistakes and they don't linger in his mind for long. Not wanting only that to be broadcasted about him is only understandable.
걱정하실 것 같은데 걱정해서 좀 더 민망했어요. 그래서 좀
Understandable.
걱정하실
In the video clip, I thought fans would worry. Okay.
것 같은데 걱정해서 좀 더 민망했어요. 아니 그러니까 너무 걱정하세요. 저 딴 생각도 안 하고 쓸데없는 생각도 안 하니까 그런 생각 안 하셔도 돼요. 저도 뭐 커가고 있지 않습니까, 여러분? 그러니까 너무 걱정하지 마시고.
Also worth mentioning is that Jimin suffers from chronic neck and back pain, as seen in one of the BTS documentaries. He also has chronic pain in his knee that flares up once in a while, which is hard to believe because Jimin does a great job as a main dancer and lead vocal.
That's so sad. And when I saw him, I couldn't think about that. And the fact he still can't use his full body potential. I hope that he recovers from that.
Flipping, jumping, carrying the hard choreo all while singing. With his talent, standing out and being the center of attention comes naturally to choreo all while singing.
Is it sometimes okay to be annoyed at another member for standing out too much or feeling slightly resentful towards them without attacking them? I don't have anywhere to rent, so I figure I can rent here. Sometimes I can help, is that help? But feel a bit resentful towards Jimin because I feel like he stands out too much or people mention him too much. I really love BTS and would like to see them continue their success. I love all the members, including Jimin, but sometimes I feel a bit resentful towards him, and I feel bad when I feel like that. I think he's an incredibly talented individual. It hurts me when people always tend to notice him when they seem to overlook the young line, especially J-Hope when it comes to dancing. I know it's not, and the rest of the text is not there. Um, yeah, I guess this is a like a Reddit post, right? Um, so this post actually relate to me if you've been watching me since the beginning. I guess it's not just a me thing. This seems like so many people have this. So I'm gonna open a little brackets to talk about this since I think this is the best opportunity. I don't want to just talk about it randomly, so I think this is a chance. Um, let's say I'm gonna leave a timestamp for you. So if you've been since the beginning of my BTS journey, since the video number one and until now, I'm still getting the same types of comments. Comments why I talk about Jimin a lot, why I don't talk about the other members, which is very wrong. I do talk. And like what is it about why I do. Uh, so the first comment I want to talk about is why I talk about him a lot. Just because it comes natural. I see him, especially his dancing aspect. That's what the first thing that made me like him. And I see his dancing ability. I see him doing a move. I naturally talk about it, comment about it. So this doesn't mean the other members I don't like them or they're bad. I just my eyes are on Jimin. So of course I do appreciate the other members, especially the other talents, because when I talk about dancing, people think that I don't care about the other things. Of course, they're good rappers, good singers, good songwriters, good producers. That's all there. I'm a person that I react to dancing. If you know my channel, this is what is it all about, because it was first a dancing channel. It was me dancing for like 3 years, I guess. But then I started doing reaction videos. So basically, I stay in my comfort zone. I watch K-pop dance. I do watch other stuff, but that's what I enjoy the most. So that's why I do it. And that's why you find me very hyped about dancing a lot. So yeah. And the third comment is like why? Why basically it just he has things that I like. He's very talented in dancing. I just admire everything about him. So again, I know this just makes people uncomfortable sometimes. It's not I can't really help it. I just watch videos and I see things, I comment about it naturally. So I do apologize if sometimes you maybe see your bias doing a move or something really cool and maybe I don't notice it. And that's okay. This doesn't mean that thing or that move is not there. It exists. I just didn't notice it somehow. So that's a thing. And lastly, let's keep loving all the members and respect each other. If I do like Jimin, you like J-Hope, other one like RM, and we can be all happy because they're all talented and we can have favorites, as we call them, bias. So, yeah, even though I hope I expressed this nicely, if it was in my mother language, of course, I will do much better in reaching you, but I'm doing it in English, so I'm trying my best here. And yeah, I'm just really hoping the video I don't see that and all the comments just stay focused on like the positive side because it really makes me sad because I know you guys just because you love them you're concerned. I know you don't hate me or something. I know it's just from the love and caring for the members. So that's why I don't really feel mad at anyone, even though the very mean comments that call me I'm obsessed with Jimin, I'm not normal and stuff like that. I get it. I understand. I'm not mad at you guys, but I'm hoping you understand me and my style of reaction and my style of commentary. So that's about it. And let's hope that I don't open this subject again. So brackets closed. Let's go.
Standing out and being the center of attention comes naturally to Jimin. Throughout his career, he has unintentionally made several killing parts in BTS songs and has had popular stages, such as 2014 iconic Mama stage, 2015 the one with the orange hair, and
Oh yeah.
지민이. 아, 이 노래야? 자기 어필. 종종 말을 막 해요. 아, 정말.
the 333 guy,
호기심을 자극하는 킬링 파트의 주인공은 방탄소년단의 지민. 강렬한 퍼포먼스를 선보인 불타오르는 무대 속 팬들이 애타게 기다린 킬링 파트가 있었으니 뮤직비디오가 공개된 순간 화제의
So his part comes in the 333 number? Interesting, huh?
중심에 선 지민의 3분 33초. 남다른 춤선으로 군무 속에서도 독보적인 존재감을 보인 지민. 빅킬링 파트는 이번이 처음이 아니다. 박력 넘치는 손짓과 몸짓으로 카리스마를 보여준 상남자. 팬들의 마음을 뒤흔든 아이니즈의 웨이브까지. 방탄소년단의 킬링 파트엔 지민이 있다.
the 424 guy.
That's 424. They're so hyped about it.
There is no surprise why a lot of critics anticipate his solo stages at award ceremonies every year.
그때 너의 파워를 잊지 않았으면 좋겠거든. 피땀 눈물이나
Oh, I'm with the buzz cut.
그때가 시작했어. 그때가 근데 정말 처음으로 제 색깔을 뭔가 뚜렷하게 만드는
맞아.
시기였어서
맞아. 근데
그게 싫지는 않아.
근데 그게 어느 순간 내 발목을 잡기도.
To know a lot more about Jimin's upbringing and his role in the group as the
Oh, these are videos, right?
main dancer, you can watch these two videos. The links are in the description box. Jimin
Okay,
is known for
so now to the vocals. We got I liked first. So I think this video will help me a lot in looking into other things other than dancing, which is my favorite aspect of him. So I'm very excited.
his unique, effortless, crystal clear high vocal tone that cuts through like a beam of bright light and makes you feel every emotion and feeling that he is trying to convey.
Even though it's very nice, he can keep his voice stable with that because as Jimin that we know, he's super energetic, his moves are very strong on stage, so like the singing aspect is still a challenge to kind of keep the breath going and going while singing. always on the stage.
Since Jimin joined the group last and had one of the shortest trainee periods ever, the debut days were tough.
태영이나 정국이가 보컬 레슨을 받을 때 저 들어가서 구경해도 돼요 하면서 들어가서 참관을 하거나 그때 들었던 거를 혼자 새벽에 나와서 연습하고 있었던 거예요.
Big Hit actually wanted him to be a rapper at first.
너 그때 막 랩 배우러 가고 그랬잖아. 아니, 쟤를 왜 랩을 시키냐고. 그러니까 내 자리가 줄어드는 거에 대한 걱정이 아니라 쟤는 노래를 해야 되는데 랩도 못하는 애를 왜 랩을 시키고 있냐고. 노래 시키라고. 이렇게. 그때 당시 나는 이제 신인개발팀이랑 어쨌든 소통을 하고 있던 사람이었고.
얘기를 되게 많이 하셨으니까.
그리고 얼마 전에도 우리 그때 당시에 이제 신인개발팀이었던 사람이랑 며칠 전에 만나서 이야기했거든. 생일이라고. 너 이야기 많이 하다 왔어. 옆에서 그걸 지켜보면서 네가 얼마나 노력했는지도 알고. 노래가 안 돼요. 그래서 울었던 것도 기억이 나.
기억나지? 어디였고 어느
Crying, he was crying, I can't sing, oh my god. But it's also interesting that they wanted him to be a rapper. I feel like if you hear his voice first, you would want him to be a singer, so that's an interesting decision. But I think they wanted to kind of start from scratch and build him as a rapper rather than using his singing voice, I guess. But I don't know what was the plan. But for me personally, his voice is definitely good for singing.
화장실 앞 편지도 기억나.
쇼챔이었나?
맞아, 약간 그런 데였어요.
형 라이브 못했어. 나도 그때 21잖아. 생각해보면.
저 19살이고.
Oh, 19.
아니 뭐 라이브 못할 수도 있는데
10년 전이다, 10년 전.
이제 생방 올라가야 되니까 이제 그만 울고 울지 말고 이제 올라와서 다음에 사람 되지 않냐.
하필 그때 형이 화장실 가는 길이었어.
화장실 앞에서 울고 그래서 내가 음악방송 한 번 있는 것도 그때 당시에는 음악방송 막 거의 8주씩 하고 했었으니까.
맞아요. 그래도 이 풀곡을 할 수 있는 데는 귀했어요, 우리한테.
그러니까 화장실 앞에서 울고 있는 박지민 진짜 이거 뭘까 이랬어 나 진짜 생각해보니까.
근데 진짜 웃긴 게 그렇게 화장실 앞에서 울고 또 무대 올라가면 내가 누구 이러고 있고.
내가 누구?
그게 누구?
Because Jimin didn't get any vocal lessons while he was a trainee and practiced on his own. His first real voice practice was for B-side track in their debut album. Even in the very beginning, when he had little to none vocal training, he was assigned to sing most of the high notes and he did it flawlessly.
But why though? Why they didn't give him singing classes? Okay, but he seems to be doing great for someone that didn't take singing classes.
Not only does he sing high notes effortlessly, he makes fans weak with his lower register and growls.
Oh, that's danger.
Not only is he a lead singer, he's also the main dancer who has to sing with a smooth and stable voice even after a full-on choreo.
Yeah, the breath control, that's what I mentioned before. So like it's insane. If you just go upstairs and you try to talk, it's very difficult. So I don't know how he does that. Very relaxed. Nothing happened. He just
Well, let me show you, and then we can keep the fire alive. Well, let me show you, and then we can keep the
oh, they're
fire
singing in the park.
alive.
Some people truly underestimate just how unique Jimin's voice is and the fact that he's also a main dancer in the group. That's why every idol is always struggling when covering his parts. There was a big discussion about this on Chinese TikTok.
为什么 cover 套曲朴智民的 part 会成为灾难现场？
Oh, so there's another band that covered that part. Yeah, I do appreciate it though.
cover 套曲朴智民的 part 会成为灾难现场。
I feel like he pressed like gadget. He pressed a lot, while Jimin kind of gave it a lot of breath. So yeah, I mean, nice try though. I love it. I just love it when people cover other artists and appreciate their work. Ooh. Wow, very strong.
Nice.
Oh, another one. I don't know, I feel, is this video kind of mocking them by putting that meme after that? I do still appreciate it. I mean, they try. It's nothing near the original, but they try. So. Oh my god. Oh, a voice. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh. Wow, that was not good. Oh my god, that was not good. I feel like he ran out of breath and he was trying to sing. Oof, really tough. Oh my god, that's insane.
And a lot of people agree.
Wow.
Even non-fans and casual
So
listeners have
difficult, I
discussed how
guess.
Jimin's voice is why BTS songs can be easily
Oh, that's Chinese discussion. I know after finishing the hard choreo. Oh, like heaven. No one can cover is because first, very unique voice that can be recognized immediately. Yeah, that's so true. I feel like you can't mistake it once you hear it. A high pitched, yeah. And it's also the nature of his voice is high pitched. Songs tell that anyone who tries to copy him would fail. Oh my god, oh my god. Try to sing solo song, I have to wear headphones so I can hear my. Yeah, like wearing headphones will make you feel like a superstar, but the people outside will suffer. A little bit about myself. Yeah.
Easily set apart from
That's
other
funny
group songs.
comments.
Jimin's voice.
An unknown song randomly starts playing on my phone. I know it's a BTS song. The second Jimin starts singing. Watermark of BTS songs, okay.
Acts as a watermark for BTS. The difference between BTS and other K-pop groups.
Known as the killing part making machine. Think about it twice before you take the challenge to imitate him. To be honest, I never realized how good Jimin is. I only knew he can dance and sing very high notes. I know finally I understand that it's impossible for others to sing his part like him. I mean, yeah, there is no way. They can try, but they can hold their own style. Watermark of BTS songs is such a well-deserved name. His vocal tone is so good. Tell me in the comments, do you agree with this title, the watermark of BTS songs, or not? Or do you think it's just a Chinese community thing?
Is Jimin. Honestly, I have never seen any other group.
How the watermark of BTS songs carries. Honestly, I've never seen any other group where the main dancer has to sing all the. Yeah, personally, that's a fact that I also found interesting because usually main dancers are main dancers. They usually don't get very tricky singing lines. Those lines goes to main vocalists. So that's interesting. Jimin is so talented.
Group where the main dancer has to sing all the high notes. Jimin is so talented. Kim Youngdi, who is a music critic and a member of Korean Music Awards Committee, has said that when BTS is regarded as a sound, Jimin's voice is one of the most important auditory elements that make up the fingerprint and impression of the sound.
Oh, I spot it. I spot it. Oh my god.
팬분들 너무 좋아하시네요. 팬분들 상상도 못했을 거예요.
This is the Idol Champion, the sport thing. So they participated. That would be fun. I would love to check that and see how they did in sports activities because I checked one group. Yeah, there is one group that I checked before, so it would be interesting.
항상 키의 상승에 가장 결정적인 역할을.
저 때문에 멤버들이 되게 힘들었어요.
사실 지민 씨의 그런 음역이 아니면 저희 노래가 살지 않을 거예요.
That's so lovely.
네, 지민 씨는 그리고 팀
Oh, I
내에서
think that's the same idol that I said they look the same. Big Bang, Taeyong. So he's a member from the group Big Bang. Cool. Are they close friends or just like career-wise they tend to meet?
네, 지민 씨는 그리고 팀 내에서 리드 보컬 그리고 메인 댄서를 맡고 있는데요. 굉장히 아름다운 미성과 정확한 고음 처리가 특징이기 때문에 방탄소년단 내에서 굉장히 고음 파트를 또 많이 맡고 있는 멤버입니다. 방탄소년단 히트곡 중에서 피땀 눈물이 있는데 피땀 눈물에서 도입부를 지민 씨가 맡았어요. 그래서 그때부터 도입부 장인이라는 별명이 붙기도 했습니다. 지민 씨는 그러니까 메인이 아니라 리드 보컬인데도 불구하고 굉장히 많은 고음 파트를 본인이 가져가서 그걸 소화를 잘 하는 것 같아요. 그거에 대해서도 다른 멤버들, 뭐 리더를 포함해서 굉장히 지민 씨의 어떤 보컬적인 역량을 크게 높이 평가를 하고 또 멤버들이 그걸 알아주기 때문에 그만큼 소화를 또 본인이 맡아서 잘 할 수 있지 않나 싶은데 메인 보컬만큼이나 비중이 높다는 게 특징이지 않나 싶은 것 같아요.
지민은 방탄소년단의 음악이라는 인지를 하게 하는 목소리라는 생각도 들고, 그리고 그 팀 안에서 지민의 목소리는 좀 조미료 같은 생각이 들어요. 그래서 딱 들었을 때 노래를 좀 더 화려하게, 화사하게, 좀 더 캐치하게 귀에 걸어주는 그런 역할인데, 사실 솔로일 때는 이게 우리가 음식에서 조미료 중요하지만은 조미료만 주워 먹을 수는 없는 거거든요. 지민의 솔로는 그래서 그가 가지고 있는 아주 독특한 개성 있는 음색을 어떤 식으로 더 펼칠 것이냐, 여기에 관건이 있다고 보고 그 작업을 계속 해왔던 것 같아요. 목소리를 가지고 펼칠 수 있는 스펙트럼, 팔레트 이런 것들을 나름대로 펼치고 있다, 그렇게 보죠.
To know more about Jimin's vocal technique, you can watch
That
this
was a nice wording and explanation about his voice. I wish I can explain technically like that.
video. What makes Jimin's singing so captivating? Part of the allure of Jimin's voice is in its naturally pure and light quality.
You guys
But
will
ultimately,
comment
it's the way
these
Jimin
videos
uses
as
his
well?
voice that makes it so special. Jimin has an ability to sing even the high notes with a very distinctive, full and energetic sound. For this, he is often used in ad-libs to bring texture into the mix. As of
Music
now, these are Jimin's
involvements.
official music credits by Korea Music Copyright
8. And solo profile there is 13.
Association.
So there's outro. Wait, isn't it like his solo? Because it's only him singing Lie. Oh, I think it was part of a BTS album, right? But he did sing the whole thing. Yeah, it's the only one I checked. Lie. I checked like crazy. Semi-free. Yeah, oh wow, I think I checked a lot, but filter is not here though. Oh, this is credit wise. Oh yeah. Okay.
Outside of this association, BMI has also credited Jimin as a songwriter and a composer of Dream Glow, the song that was actually planned to be a Jimin solo song. But there are also a lot of instances where Jimin isn't officially credited, like for the melody of Blood, Sweat and Tears.
Oh, he contributed into that.
지민이는 목소리가 되게 좋아요. 맞아요. 매력적이죠. 지민이도 멜로디 잘 씁니다. 그러니까 빗다음에서 그 멜로디 짜는 거 좋아요.
Outside of
That's
official
good.
credits, Jimin's actual first song that he wrote was Christmas Day. The original song is Mistletoe by Justin Bieber. Jimin wrote new Korean lyrics and recorded the new Korean version together as a duet with JK. He also made the first guide for the August D Jimin live collab version of Tony Montana. There is also a demo tape for Fake Love that Jimin made. Under BTS name, Jimin together with JK also collaborated with singer Love in a song Who. Jimin and JK have also covered Charlie Puth's We Don't Talk Anymore. On the album B, where all of the BTS members were included in the production, Jimin took on the role of music project manager.
이제 제가 지금 PM으로서 할 수 있는 일이
All projects management.
멤버들이 어떻게 작업을 하고 싶은지, 어떤 내용으로 하고 싶은지, 몇 곡을 하고 싶은지, 어떤 스타일의 곡을 하고 싶은지, 구성은 어떻게 하고 싶은지, 어떤 멤버가 잘 어울릴 것 같은지, 막 이런 내용들을 정리해서 회사랑 이렇게 커뮤니케이션을 하면 될 것 같아요.
I like him as a
I
manager.
do also want to talk about Jimin.
Yeah. Solo songs under BTS. Okay.
I do also want to talk about Jimin's solo songs under BTS, and the power that Jimin's voice and pen game can do. Keep in mind the impact and achievements I'm about to mention don't even scratch the surface. under the group's name Jimin's first solo song Lie, in which Jimin was credited as a songwriter and a composer, at the time was the only solo song from Wing's album to rank on Inkigyo chart. It was highest ranking solo song on Melon Music chart. It was also the only solo song and B-side that charted Spotify Global Viral 50. Also while Blood, Sweat
Wow.
and Tears ranked #1 on
And this is like not like an official Jimin solo debut song. It was just him singing a solo song inside a BTS album, and it still does that achievement. So just proves the power of the person he is, you know. So I'm happy he's having official solos now.
World Digital Song Sales Chart. Lie ranked #3 and became the best-selling solo song in Wing's album. Jimin's second solo song under BTS.
And if you like my favorites, Jimin, there's Serendipity. It's #1. It's very relaxing for me. It really keeps me away from the annoying distractions around me. So I like to listen to it, especially if I'm more like walking to college in the morning. And the second one is Lie, because I really enjoy the dance and I just like everything about it. Then comes Filter and so on.
BTS was Serendipity, which was released in 2 parts, intro and full. Even if it had the disadvantage of having 2 parts, Serendipity was still the very first BTS solo song to debut on Spotify USA back in 2017. Filter was Jimin's third solo song under BTS name. As stated by RM, even though there are no credits, Jimin did participate in the song's writing.
지민님 무대를 통해서 필터가 이제 드디어 비로소 진정한 완성이 된 느낌? 지민님은 되게 미성이시잖아요. 근데 가이드는 조금 성숙한 느낌이었었거든요. 그래서 우리는 이걸 그러면 상큼 섹시로 조금 가보자. 빅히트 엔터테인먼트가 토피는 일반적이지 않은 단어들을 활용을 많이 하는 레이블이다 보니까 저희의 평소 톤보다 좀 도발적인 언어를 많이 쓰려고 노력을 했던 것 같아요.
저는 필터라는 곡을 가지고 나오게 됐는데요. 필터라는 게 뭐 카메라 어플리케이션이라든지 뭐 SNS 필터 외에 이제 사람들이 보는 시선이나 뭐 색안경 등의 다양한 의미로 해석을 해서 이 곡에서 제가 다양한 모습으로 사람들에게 보여주고 싶다라는 마음을 표현한 곡이라고 생각하시면 될 것 같고요. 이전에 보여드렸던 세렌디피티라든지 라이와는 굉장히 다른 모습의 저를 보실 수 있지 않을까 싶습니다. 많이 기대해 주시죠. 트위터.
Filter is also the first BTS solo song to be nominated for the Song of the Year at the Gaon Music Awards. From the same album as Filter, the song Friends was a unit song Jimin sang with V of BTS. This song was written, composed, and produced by Jimin as it was meant to be a solo song first.
이거밖에 모르겠다.
With a touch of Jimin's magical hands, this was the only song produced by a BTS member to be nominated for Song of the Year at Gaon Awards. This made Jimin the only BTS member to have 2 songs nominated for this award in 2020. With this song, Jimin was the first individual Korean idol to be credited for a Korean OST in a global Hollywood movie, as the song Friends was chosen as one of the OSTs in the Marvel movie Eternals. This song that he has produced and all of his solo songs under BTS are in the Rolling Stone list of the 100 best BTS songs. Promise was the first gift from Jimin to the fans. A surprise drop uploaded on SoundCloud broke the first 24-hour release record with 8.5 million streams, breaking at the time Drake's 24-hour record. As of right now, Promise is in the Guinness World Record book as the most streamed song in SoundCloud history, and in the first 24 hours. Christmas Love was another gift for the fans.
Okay, a Guinness
Cloud history. As of right now, Promise is in the Guinness World Record book as the most streamed song in SoundCloud history, and in the first 24 hours.
Oh, the first 24 hours. So there is no other song that was fast as this song. Oh, that's a cool record. Does it still hold it until now?
Christmas Love was another gift for the fans, released on SoundCloud and YouTube. This song holds the record for the most streamed Korean solo song audio in the first 24 hours since its release on YouTube, with 9.6 million streams. The Korean media ate this right up, because right after its release it was already being featured as a background sound in news and a lot of shows. In 2022 we officially got soloist Jimin with a song under his own name, in collaboration with his best friend Ha Sung-woon. They sang the main OST With You for K-drama Our Blues. With You broke the record for the fastest song in history to reach number 1 in 100 countries on iTunes. Jimin did it in only 4 hours, breaking the previous record held by Dynamite. With You was also nominated in 3 major Korean
records for a BTS song. That's so
award
funny.
shows in the Best OST category. It was also nominated for Song of the Year at the 2022 Mama Awards. With You is the 10th most streamed K-pop song globally on Spotify, and the 2nd on Spotify South Korea. This made Jimin the 7th most streamed K-pop male and the 2nd
Oh, it's there. It's Jimin and Ha Sung-woon.
on Spotify South Korea. This made Jimin the 7th most streamed K-pop male solo artist globally.
Top K-pop male solo artist globally. On Spotify. So there's J-Hope, Suga, V, Psy, right? So BTS just taking the full. Jimin, Jungkook, Jin. Oh, RM is not here, right? He's the only one.
Globally, with only one song and with the shortest streaming period. Right before Jimin's official solo debut in 2023, we got his second collaboration, this time with the K-pop group's Big Bang member Taeyong. The song Vibe was highly anticipated. Fans and the general public in Korea were talking about it. So even before it came out, it
Now I
managed to
got an answer to my question. So he did a collaboration with him. So I'm definitely checking the song. It's called Vibe. Oh yeah, there's another BTS song out there, Run BTS. Cool. Oh, V song as well, Christmas. Damn, they're just there. They're just in every list. Damn, they're just breaking records and records.
have the highest debut on the Billboard Hot Trending Songs daily and weekly chart. Jimin also participated in co-composing this song, which gave the song that much more of a good look. Vibe debuted on the Billboard Hot 100 at 76. This was Jimin's and Taeyong's first time debuting on this chart under their own names. This was also Jimin's first time debuting on this chart as a composer. Vibe was also the highest debut on Melon Daily chart by a BTS member since the chart reform.
그래서 진짜 바이브라는 그 테마와 너무 잘 맞게 어떻게 보면은 저랑 굉장히 비슷한 생각들을 하고 또 굉장히 비슷한 결이 많다라는 걸 제가 이렇게 느낀 것 같아요. 저보다도 훨씬 더 열정적이고 그리고 그 열정을 보면서 저도 자극을 너무 많이 받았고요. 그래서 이번 작업을 같이 하면서 제가 사실 배운 게 너무 많습니다. 오랜만에 이런 걸 본 것 같아서 너무 좋았던 것 같아요.
At the end of March 2023, we also got the long-awaited Jimin solo EP Face, where Jimin was heavily involved in the production, and of course the overall vision. Jimin was credited as a writer on 5 of the 6 tracks and the hidden track. He also had guitar and keyboard credits on 2 songs. And just like any other Jimin music, this album performed extremely well. The pre-release single Set Me Free Part 2 was the fastest solo song to reach 100 number ones on iTunes worldwide. It also set the record as the biggest 2023 solo song debut by a K-pop act on Melon. It also had the highest debut for a Korean solo song on Spotify Global as well as US, UK, and Korea in history. After 10 years, this was also the highest debut song by a K-soloist on the UK Big Top 40 chart. The song also had a debut song by a
Damn. It's now outside of the K-pop scene. It's just a global thing.
K-soloist on the UK Big Top 40 chart. The song also had a major success in Japan as Jimin became the first Korean soloist to reach number 1 on both weekly and daily Oricon singles chart. No other Korean soloist has achieved this since this chart was first established in 1968. Set Me Free also debuted at number 30 on Billboard's Hot 100 chart. He joined Psy as the only Korean soloist to chart a solo song within the top 30. Set Me Free also debuted number 5 and number 8 on Billboard's global excluding US chart and global 200 chart. Set Me Free also debuted number 1 on Digital Songs sales chart with the biggest debut sales week of 2023, when the main track of the Face album Like Crazy was released. At the time, it broke the record for the biggest debut for a solo song by a K-pop act in Spotify global history. It was also the highest.
So Set Me Free was like a pre-release, so it wasn't the official one. I thought Set Me Free was the debut. Right? It's a good song though.
Charting song by a K-pop soloist in
Like
Spotify
Crazy.
US history. Jimin also made history when he was the first Korean soloist and second Asian soloist to chart number 1 on Spotify's global song chart. He joined groups BTS and Blackpink as the only Koreans to do it. Jimin was the first Korean. He joined Korean soloist and
The first Korean and second gen Asian soloist in history to reach number 1 on global Spotify charts. So there is no Korean idol in the history that reached number 1, right? Is that what does it mean? I get what soloists mean.
second Asian soloist to chart number 1 on Spotify's global song chart. He joined groups BTS and Blackpink as the only Koreans to do it. Jimin was the first Korean soloist to reach number 1 on the Billboard's Artist 100 chart. Jimin, of course, also made history when Like Crazy debuted on the Billboard Hot 100 chart at number 1. He was the very first Asian soloist to debut straight at number 1. And what a big deal this was. After 65 years, a Korean soloist managed to top the chart once again. This also shook the whole Korean music industry. Not only HYBE saw a sudden, big jump in their stock prices, but also other idol companies finally saw an upward going trend. The Face album. Jimin also was the first solo artist to reach 1 million.
So it influences the whole like K-pop thing. Other companies started to see, like, people started being interested in K-pop generally, not only Jimin.
In first day album sales on the Hanteo chart and the Circle chart. Important to mention that the chart froze after 5 hours when Jimin already had 1.7 million sales. Everyone was predicting that he would actually be the first and fastest solo artist to reach 2 million sales.
막 빌보드 한 10위 안에 지금 들어가 있고. 앨범 200만 장. 앨범
200만 장 팔렸어?
200만 장 넘게.
야, like crazy.
Like crazy. 진짜 미치겠다, like
말이
crazy.
안 돼?
아, 너무 감사하게도
이건 말이 되는
야,
소리야.
200만 장? 200만 장 이상 팔고 있고 지금
개인 앨범이?
예.
But unfortunately, when the chart finally unfroze at the end of the first tracking day, they had mysteriously deleted more than 770,000 sales, making him barely surpass the 1 million mark. We have a 2025.
Why do they delete that? Because people didn't pay for the albums or something?
Update. Jimin's fans were once again correct. Hanteo just corrected their numbers. According to their new stats, Jimin made 2,166,195 sales on Hanteo in 2023. Keep in mind that a lot of sales are still missing. But with this update, Jimin is the first Korean soloist to reach 1 million.
Every number is someone buying the album, so a number missing is crazy, but this is not YouTube views, this is album sales. So if they can't manage numbers, that's wild for me though. What do you think? So the total number available is 2,166,195. Misreported last year. God.
And 2 million sales in the first day. This miscounting of album sales could have affected year-end awards also. At the time, Jimin's album also had the biggest debut by a K-pop act on the
very
Spotify
unfair
global
for
charts in
him, though.
2023. Face also debuted number 2 on the Billboard 200 chart with 164,000 units sold. In 2023, Face album recorded the most retail album sales on Circle Chart's retail album chart since this was created in 2019. This makes Face the best-selling album by a soloist on this chart in Circle chart history. From K-pop columnist Isaac Choi's recent piece K-pop, cynicism increased and fantasies decreased. While big entertainment companies such as Hybe have been promoting their unprecedented quarterly sales throughout the year like horse racing broadcasts, total album sales, the key performance indicator, are measured differently from the actual sales. According to Circle Chart's rules, there are 34 unique albums that sold more than 1 million copies, but this is based on the number of albums shipped by the company. According to the retail album chart that reflects the number of actual albums sold from retail stores, there are only 8 albums that sold over 1 million copies. Jimin's Face retail album sales ratio is 87.82%, the closest to unity of all albums in the top 10 of the Circle retail album chart. In other words, Jimin's album had the smallest difference between shipments of albums and actual sales, making him the actual best-selling Korean soloist. After this, Hybe's 2023 first quarter operating profit increased by 41.5% to 52.5 billion won. Jimin was highlighted as one of the biggest contributors. After a successful solo debut,
crazy,
Jimin also
right?
did a small
That's
feature in
like
a song in
crazy.
Fast and Furious 10 called Angel Part 1, which makes him the only Korean soloist to have 2 OSTs featured in Hollywood movie. And lastly, at the end of 2023 for Christmas, Jimin once again released a gift for fans called Closer Than This. In Christmas time, this song managed to chart at number 1 on its debut week's Billboard Digital Song Sales chart. After Jimin had already enlisted in the military, he surprised fans with his second solo album called Muse. The pre-release single Smeraldo Garden Marching Band, which features the South Korean rapper Loco, was the fastest song by a Korean act and the fastest act overall to reach number 1 on iTunes USA in 2024. The fastest song of 2024 to achieve 100 number 1s on iTunes worldwide, surpassing Never Let Go by JK. Debuted number 1 in China on QQ Music. With only a few minutes, Jimin secured the best-selling EP of that week. SGMB had the biggest debut on Pandora by a Korean.
Was it a rap song? Because they said the rapper Loco. And is he a popular rapper in Korea?
Soloist in 2024. It was the number 1 best-selling song on Amazon US in multiple categories. SGMB debuts straight to number 1 on Japan's Oricon Daily Digital Singles Chart. Jimin earned the highest daily chart debut position for a Korean act on Tidal Daily Top Videos USA as SGMB debuted at number 2. It broke the record as the highest and biggest song debut by a Korean act on Spotify US Daily Top Songs chart in 2024. SGMB also had the biggest debut by a Korean act on the Spotify counter in 2024. SGMB earned Jimin his biggest debut song on Spotify counter, surpassing Like Crazy. It debuted at number 7 on UK Big Top 40 with only 2 days of tracking. SGMB also debuted at number 1 on both a Big Top 40.
Week 3 in debut, so it stayed for 3 weeks. Oh, Semi-Free, so he has 2 songs in the same chart. An Angel Part 1, oh my god, Closer Than This. Wow, he's taking the chart.
With only 2 days of tracking. SGMB also debuted at number 1 on both UK official singles downloads and sales chart. At the time, it also had the biggest debut for a Korean song by a K-soloist on the Spotify Global Weekly Chart. Jimin earned the biggest first-week song debut by an Asian and K-pop act in 2024 on Spotify Counter. It also debuted number 88 on the Billboard Hot 100 chart. This was Jimin's 5th career solo entry on the chart in the first of 2024. It was also Loco's first ever entry on this chart. The album's lead single, Who, is Jimin's first solo song to top the Billboard Global 200, debuting with 90.5 million streams and 129,000 copies sold worldwide in its initial week, at that time making it the biggest pure sales week of 2024. Who broke Like Crazy's record as the biggest solo song debut by a K-soloist on Spotify Global Daily Top Songs chart history.
Like
The song
Crazy.
debuted at number 3 with 7.9 million filtered streams. Who also reached number 1 spot and broke the record as the first solo song by a K-soloist to achieve over 10 million streams on Spotify Global Daily Top Songs chart history. On Spotify Global Weekly Top Songs chart, Who debuted at number 1 and broke the record of the biggest solo song debut by a K-soloist. Who also remained at number 1 in the second week and broke its own record of the biggest weekly solo song stream by a K-soloist on Spotify Global Weekly Top Songs chart in history. The song earned almost 65 million streams in its second week, 7.9 million more than its debut week. Who became the first solo song by a K-pop artist to spend multiple days at number 1 in global Spotify history. Who by Jimin is now officially the longest charting solo song at number 1 by an Asian act in Spotify global charts history, surpassing Glimpse of Us by Joji. Jimin's Who now ranks among the top by global charts history.
It's been 11 days, and this is the longest for any Asian artist, not even Korean. Oh, Joji, is that an Asian artist? Wow. Wow, man, this like the records he's breaking is like very old records taken by other artists and they are in his name now. It's not like temporary records, you know. It's very, very like crazy.
History, surpassing Glimpse of Us by Joji. Jimin's, who now ranks among the top 10 most streamed songs released in 2024 on Spotify. Jimin's, who became the fastest solo song by a male artist to reach 1 billion streams in Spotify history, tying with Harry.
Fastest solo song by a male artist to reach 1 billion streams. By a global male artist, right? Less than 4 days. So it's a tie. Interesting. But they could like find exactly the data that shows the minutes and the minute that reached specific number. Do you guys agree? It would be interesting if there's a possibility to reach this data of the fastest one.
Harry Styles as it was. Right now, who has surpassed 1.5 billion streams on Spotify. Jimin is the fastest Korean artist overall to do so. The time who broke the record as the highest and biggest song debut by a Korean act on Spotify US Daily Top Songs chart in 2024. The song debuted at number 18 with 964,000 million filtered streams. Who also broke the record as the first and only solo song by a K-soloist to achieve over 2.12 million filtered streams on US Spotify, the biggest streaming day for an Asian act in history. Jimin earned his first #1 hit ever on the US Spotify with Who. It's the first solo song by a K-pop act to top the chart. Jimin now joins BTS as the only Korean acts to surpass 400 million streams on Spotify USA chart. Jimin is also the first and only soloist to achieve this milestone. Who became Jimin's highest debuting. Is also the first.
I noticed like next to him there is other members, so it's like they are there. It's just a matter of number, which is cool.
First and only soloist to achieve this milestone. Who became Jimin's highest debuting and peaking song on Spotify UK, surpassing his previous peak with Like Crazy. Who also had the third biggest stream peak for a song by a Korean act on Spotify UK Daily Song Chart, surpassing Dynamite by BTS. Who was also the highest charting song
Yeah, I
debut by a
always
Korean
find it funny
soloist
when he
on
breaks a
UK's Big
record
Top
of
40 in
BTS.
history. The song ties with Psy's Gangnam Style as the only songs by K-soloist to debut at #1. Jimin did it in only 2 days of tracking. Who spent a second week at #1 on UK Big Top 40. Jimin became the first and only Korean soloist to spend 2 weeks at #1. Who was also the first and only song by a Korean act to spend 3 weeks at #1 on the UK official singles sales chart. It surpassed BTS Butter and Dynamite, who debuted at #1 on the UK official singles downloads chart, and at #4 on the UK official singles chart. The song becomes the highest solo song debut by a Korean soloist in history. Who is now the first song by a Korean soloist to remain at #1 simultaneously on both of the charts for multiple weeks. Who also achieved a UK official singles charts all kill by charting at #1 on singles downloads chart, singles sales chart, physical singles chart. At number 37, Jimin's, who became the first and only song by a K-soloist to enter the top 50 of the UK Apple Music all genre chart. Later, Who at number 33 was the second highest peak song by K-pop act on UK Apple Music all genre, surpassing Butter at number 35 and Dynamite at number 38. Jimin's, Who was the highest peak song by Korean soloists on Apple Music UK Daily Top 100 chart, surpassing JK's and Lato's 7. Jimin was also the first and only top 100.
JK. I'm actually very excited to buy. I'm gonna do an episode Chicken Jungkook's solo song, so stay tuned for that. So yeah, there it goes, 58.63. Yeah. Cool.
Chart, surpassing JK's and Lato's 7. Jimin was also the first and only K-pop soloist to enter the top 50 on Apple Music UK all genre chart. This is a very hard chart for a foreign act to chart in, who joined Gangnam Style by Psy as the only songs by K-soloists in history to spend 10 weeks inside the top 10 on both the UK official singles sales and downloads chart, who is also the longest-running K-soloist song on the UK official streaming chart and audio chart. Jimin's, who is now the fastest song by a K-soloist to be Brit-certified silver in history, and just now who has been certified gold in the UK for selling 400,000 units in the country. It's the first song by a male K-pop soloist and the first solo song by a K-soloist this decade to achieve this. It is now the most streamed song by a male K-pop soloist in Spotify UK chart, surpassing JK's and Lato's 7. On Spotify South Korea Daily Top Songs chart, who broke the record for the biggest daily streams by any artist. It ranked at number 1 and garnered a total of 360,000 streams. Jimin now holds the top 2 longest charting songs at number 1 on Spotify South Korea with Like Crazy and Who. On Spotify Japan Daily Top Songs chart, Who was the first and only solo song to reach a new peak at number 1 with 444,000 streams. With this, Who broke the record as the first and only solo song by a K-soloist to achieve over 400,000 streams on Spotify Japan Daily Top Songs chart history. Overall, Who achieved the fastest all-kill on iTunes worldwide history. The song achieved 119 number ones on iTunes in just 5 days. Who became the only solo song by K-pop act to reach number 1 on global Spotify charts in 2024. Jimin is now the first and only K-soloist to have 2 solo songs that charted at number 1 on the Spotify Global Daily Top Songs chart. In Brazil, Jimin's, who is now...
It always kills me that the first and only Korean or Asian that does that.
The first and only
It's
song by a
wild.
K-soloist to reach number 1 on the Apple Music Brazil Top 100 chart history. Who is the longest charting solo song by a Korean artist on the Apple Music Global chart. Who also debuted at number 1 on the title's Top Video Hits playlist. Jimin ties as the only K-act to debut a video at the top of the playlist. He extends his own record as the first and only K-act to have multiple videos reach top 3 on this playlist. Who broke the record for the most streamed song by a K-pop act in US Spotify history, surpassing One of the Girls by The Week, Jennie and Lily Rose. Who is the longest charting song of 2024 by a K-pop act on US Spotify, surpassing Magnetic by Alit. Who is also the most streamed song by a Korean act on Spotify in 2024. It's the first and only solo song in history to have this achievement. Who just now became the number 1 most streamed K-pop solo song of all time on Spotify, surpassing Jimin's own song Like Crazy. Who is the number 1 best-selling
Of all time, oh my god. Of all time, meaning there's no other song that compete with it. Surpassing his own. So the previous record was his own record. Oh my god. How much influence?
time on Spotify, surpassing Jimin's own song Like Crazy. Who is the number 1 best-selling K-pop download in the US this year, surpassing JK's Standing Next to You. Jimin's, who has now sold over 3 million units in the US, it's now the fastest K-soloist song to become triple platinum eligible. Jimin joins BTS and Psy as the only Korean acts in history to have at least one song eligible for RIAA triple platinum certification in the US. Jimin is now the first and only K-soloist to have 2 songs selling 2 million units each in the United States history with Like Crazy and Who. On the Billboard Hot 100 chart, Jimin's, who debuted at number 14. It became the highest charting K-pop solo song of 2024 and Jimin's second highest charting single as a soloist. On week 2, Who had a new peak position at number 12 on the Hot 100 chart. This made it the first and only K-soloist song to reach a new peak in its second week of release this decade. First and only solo song to peak higher than debut position this decade. First K-soloist song to spend 2 weeks in the top 15 this decade. And first BTS and BTS member song to peak higher than debut position since DNA by BTS. Right now, Who is still charting inside the top 50 of the Billboard Hot 100 chart. Who beats becoming a recurrent song and leaving the chart, and now is the longest charting song by a Korean artist in history, beating Psy and BTS. On the Billboard Global 200 and Global 200 excluding US charts, Who debuted at number 1. It was the first highest debut by a Korean act and male act on the chart in 2024. Who has spent the most weeks inside the top 10 of Billboard Global excluding US chart in 2024, and it's the longest charting solo song in 2024 on the Billboard 200 chart. Who also debuted at number 25 on the Billboard Streaming Songs chart. It ties as the highest charting solo song by a K-soloist this decade. Who became the first and only song by a K-pop artist to spend 24 and counting weeks on the Billboard Streaming Songs chart. It's the
24 weeks. only.
The longest charting song by a K-pop act this decade, even
Almost like
surpassing
5
Dynamite
months.
by BTS. At the time of its release, Muse broke the record for the biggest first-day sales for a Korean soloist on Hanteo in 2024. Muse ended its first day on the Hanteo chart with 731,114 copies sold. This was after this chart froze only for Jimin for 6 hours. In those 6 hours, they only added around 1,000 sales. Something similar with his sales being deleted already happened with his Face album. Let's see if they will
Oh
fix it a
my
year or two
god,
later.
bro, come. Does this happen all the time, or is it just because of the big number of Jimin? Because I'm pissed now, bro. They're robbing him, and that's insane. Especially for a case like him, they should be very careful. Like, get this man his exact number. Don't mess with that. Come on. Whatever this company that does that, I really hope they do better.
Jimin's Muse claimed the top spot on Spotify's top albums debut global chart, and 4th in the USA chart. Muse by Jimin debuted at number 1 on Japan's Billboard Download Albums
Oh,
chart.
Edo.
Muse debuted at number 2 on Billboard 200 with 96,000 units, making Jimin the first Korean soloist to have multiple number 2 albums in history. It also ties as the highest charting album by a K-pop soloist in Billboard 200 history. Jimin made history as the first and only K-pop
History, bro.
soloist ever to enter
It's
multiple
history
albums in the
now.
top
It's
3 on the chart. Muse is now the longest charting 2024 album by a K-act on Billboard 200. Jimin now has the 2 longest charting albums on the Billboard World Albums chart in history. Muse received double platinum certification by the Korea Music Association for over 500,000 units sold on Circle chart. Muse has also surpassed 900,000 copies on the Circle album chart. Muse has now sold over 500,000 total units in the US. Jimin becomes the first and
Eligible.
only Korean soloist to
Gold
have 2 albums
certification.
eligible for RIAA Gold certificate. Muse has now surpassed 2.4 billion streams on Spotify.
I need to learn about these certificate thing though. I need to study more about it because I don't have a lot of knowledge about it.
The first and only 2024 album by a Korean act to reach this milestone. Jimin becomes the first and only Korean soloist to have multiple albums surpassing 2 billion streams on Spotify. Like
Previous
Crazy
song
has sold 2
achievements.
million units in the US. It's the first K-soloist solo song to achieve this feat in the past decade. It's
Oh, I
eligible
watched
for
that
double
video.
platinum RIAA certification. Like Crazy became the longest charting Korean song on the Billboard Global 200 chart history, surpassing My Universe by Coldplay and BTS. Like Crazy is the most streamed non-English song released in 2023 on Spotify. All songs from the Face album have now sold over 100,000 units each in the US. Like Crazy is still the longest charting song at number 1 on Spotify South Korea Daily Top Songs chart. Face by
That's
Jimin
going
is
to
the
be a
second most
year.
streamed Korean album by a Korean soloist, right behind Muse by Jimin. Jimin's Like Crazy remains the single with the biggest pure sales week in the US by male solo artists this decade, who was named the best solo song by K-pop artist of 2024 by Apple Music, who in 2024 with only 3 months of tracking debuted at number 13 on the top 100 songs year-end Apple Music charts. On Apple Music Spain Top Songs of 2024 who was at number 96. Jimin is the only Asian artist on the list. Jimin's Who is the only song by a K-pop artist to debut on Apple Music Mexico 2024 charts. It is the first and only song by a solo K-pop artist to debut in the history of this annual chart. Apple Music's most streamed songs
What?
of 2024 artist to debut in the history.
So this chart was never touched by a solo K-pop artist.
Of this annual chart. Apple Music's most streamed songs of 2024 in Latin America had Who at number 7 and Smeraldo Garden Marching Band at number 67, Who is the highest Korean act song on the list, Who is also in the top 10 at
V
number
as
8
well.
most streamed songs in the Middle East on Apple Music in just 4 months. It's the only song by a K-pop artist released in 2024 to be on the list of most listened to songs in Saudi Arabia. Jimin is the highest ranking Asian act to be on the list of most listened
Saudi Arabia. Oh, K-pop is popular there too.
to songs in Saudi Arabia. Jimin is the highest ranking Asian act on Apple Music Brazil's top songs of 2024. He is also the only Korean act to land on the chart, who also made it at number 20 on UK Big Top 40 2024 year-end chart. It's the first song by a male Korean soloist to enter the top 20 this decade. Jimin's Who crowns as the #1 most streamed solo song by an Asian act on Spotify Wrapped globally in 2024. Jimin is the first K-pop soloist to enter the USA Spotify Wrapped Top Tracks yearly chart with Who. Jimin's Who was crowned the #1 most streamed song of 2024 in Atlanta and Like Crazy at #4 on Spotify Wrapped. Who also appeared at #5 on San Francisco chart, #2 on the Toronto chart, and Like Crazy appeared at #1 on the Los Angeles chart. The first and
So
only
every
K
state has a
soloist artist to
chart?
achieve this
Wow.
feat in history. Absolutely no other K-pop artist has shown up on the Wrapped City charts. This shuts down any doubts about its success in the USA cities. 4 of Jimin's songs are in the top 10 most streamed songs on Spotify South Korea in 2024, the most for any artist.
Jimin,
He was
Jimin,
also the
Jungkook,
most streamed
Jimin.
artist in
Ah.
every category on Spotify South Korea's 2024 Wrapped. On the Billboard World Albums Artists Year-End 2024 chart, Jimin ranks #6. He is the only K soloist on the list. Jimin is the first K-pop soloist ever to enter the Billboard 200 Year-End chart for 2 years in a row. Jimin's Who ranks at #5 of the biggest songs by K-pop artists globally in 2024 via Billboard Global 200 Year-End chart. It does so with only 12 weeks tracking time. Who also ranks at #74 on Billboard Year-End Streaming Songs chart. Jimin's Who becomes the first song by a Korean soloist since Psy's Gangnam Style to debut on the chart. Jimin made history as the first, highest, and only Korean soloist and second Korean act behind BTS to rank on the 2024 US Hit Song Revenue Year-End chart with Who, ranking at #28 and earning $1.8 million in just 5 months. Jimin's Who at #33 is also the only song by an Asian artist to be on the 2024 HDD US Year-End Streaming chart with 381,000 streams. Jimin appears on the top 7 longest charting albums by K-pop artists in Billboard 200 history, #1 to 6 with BTS and #7 as a soloist. Jimin is also the first and only Korean soloist in history to spend 250 days on USA Spotify Daily Top Artist chart. Jimin is the only K soloist with 2 songs ranking among the top 10 most streamed songs by K-pop acts in Spotify history with Who at #4 and Like Crazy at #6. Jimin extends his record as the first and only K-pop soloist in history to have 10 songs with over 200 million streams each on Spotify. Jimin was the #9 best-selling K-pop act by Pure Album Sales in the US in 2024. He is the best-selling K soloist by Pure Album Sales in the US in 2024. Jimin extended his achievements as longest charting K soloist on multiple top Billboard charts. As for award shows, Jimin was the most nominated
Award
artist
shows.
at MAMA 2023 Awards with 8 solo nominations, and together with BTS 13 nominations. He won Best Male Artist of 2023. Jimin became the first and only Korean soloist to be nominated in the Top K-pop Album and Top Global K-pop Artists categories at the Billboard Music Awards. He was also the most nominated K soloist in 2023. Jimin joined BTS and became the second Asian act to
It was nominated for multiple awards at the same year.
get a nomination in the Top Selling Songs category at the Billboard Music Awards. He's the first and only soloist to ever achieve it. In Melon Music Awards, Jimin was nominated for the Album of the Year award and won the King of K-pop MMA 2023 plaque, only solo artist in history to receive this. He now has 5 solo appreciation plaques. Jimin won the main prize at the 33rd Seoul Music Awards. Jimin was nominated for Artist of the Year and Global Artist Award at the 2023 Hanteo Music Awards. He took home the Artist of the Year award and the Global Artist Awards for South America and Oceania. Jimin is also the first soloist in history to win the TMA Popularity Award. Jimin also got some official Guinness World Records in 2023. Jimin won Best K-pop Act category at the 2024 MTV European Music Awards. Jimin was nominated in 5 categories at the 2024 MAMA Awards, and became the first K-pop soloist to win a Daesang at MAMA Awards since Taeyong in 2014. At Korean Grand Music Awards, Jimin was nominated for Best Song, Best Artist, and Trend of the Year. He won the Best Song. Jimin won International Rising Artist and International Hit of the Year at the 2024 Break Tudo Awards in Brazil. Jimin won a physical award at the 9th Asian Artist Awards for the Best Solo Musician. Jimin was crowned as the International Male Artist of the Year at the 2024 Pure Charts Awards in France. Right now, Jimin is nominated for Global.
I love that. International Male Artist of the Year. Well deserved. Crushed them all. I freaking love that when they crush an international award. Freaking enjoy it.
Year at the 2024 Pure Charts Awards in France. Right now, Jimin is nominated for Global Artist Award and Artist of the Year at Hanteo Music Awards 2024. Jimin also received 2 nominations at the Billboard Music Awards, Top Global K-Pop Artist and Top Global K-Pop Song. Jimin was also nominated at China Year-End Awards 2024 with Muse's best-selling album. I'm a singer, but I'm also a listener, and I receive positive energy.
Alright, so, wow, the achievements, man, it's very wild. Some of them are shocking for me. Wow, and I'm so happy seeing how good he is. I'm happy that he's got all of that. It's well deserved and means people already know how good he is. So, yeah, that was amazing.
But I'm also a listener, and I receive positive energy and comfort from music. Just like other artists, music has affected how I think and given me strength. I hope people can feel what I feel and resonate with my music. That's what drives me to keep making music. P-Dog for Clash magazine about Jimin. When working with Jimin, I'm always attuned to how Jimin
this
feels.
type of media.
Jimin always puts much thought into the stories or
Magazines.
emotions he wants to convey, while collaborating with global producers such as John Bellion, Arcade, Tommy Brown, and others. Jimin directly explained to them what he wanted to convey and the direction he wanted to take for this album and each song. As you can see, Jimin is interested in making music, is really invested in its creation process, and we can definitely see that everything he touches turns into gold. His first EP, Jimin experimented with different genres and explored his skills. With this, he showed that he has the range as an artist to have a long and successful career. And before enlisting in the military, Jimin was constantly working on bringing new music to the fans. If you haven't yet, I would really suggest watching Jimin's Face production documentary, where you can really see how much he enjoys creating music and how easy it is for him just to throw.
Is this an official documentary or like fan-made thing?
Out great ideas. More about Jimin as the lead vocalist of BTS and everything about and around Jimin's involvement in music in these videos.
The next one is...
Yes, a wonderful guy. He's Jimin.
How did you get it right?
I don't know who he is. Everybody has to know his name.
Jimin is the first and only Korean to receive 3 national honors. They are James Van Fleet Award, Presidential Award for Popular Culture, and Arts category. Both honors were received with the rest of BTS members. The third award is the Plaque of Appreciation from the Kim Bik-bong Fan Dance Preservation Society of Intangible Cultural Heritage for his Mama 2018 fan dance stage. Also with the rest of the BTS members, he now is a presidential envoy. And at the start of 2022, Jimin also received an honorary diploma from the Busan High School of Arts.
실제로 봐도 그렇게 귀엽나요?
So proud.
처음에 그 뭐랄까 애교살이 정말 많아요. 진짜.
Big Hit X Training.
그 저도 이제 제 여자친구랑 주변 인분들한테 물어보면 지금 제가 일하는 부장님이나 과장님들도 자기가 이제 가장 먼저 좋아하게 된 게 지민이라고. 지민이를 먼저 좋아하게 돼서 방탄을 좋아하고 그 다음에 이제 다른 멤버들한테도 이제 또 마음이 가는 약간 이런 루트를 다들 타고 계시더라고요.
네, 아니 정말 그 많은 사랑을 받고 계시더라고요.
네.
지민.
Interesting take.
송인이 지민.
아 진짜 흘러나오다니. 지민 방탄 지민.
Big fan of K-pop.
Okay. Yes, we both love Jimin.
Oh, Jimin, that's right.
Ooh,
You can read the cover story now at EW.com. The new issue of Entertainment Weekly hits newsstands tomorrow. I'm just gonna say hi, Jimin. Hi, all the BTS army.
What's your favorite song in BTS? Don't know any. You don't know any? I just know Jimin. What would you say is the best thing about the country?
Jimin from K-pop. Jimin from BTS. BTS, sorry.
What's his name? Jimin.
Jimin from BTS.
In Korea, there are a couple of
can
official
excuse
rankings
that.
stating idols or celebrities' overall impact and brand power, such as Brand Reputation ranking, in which Jimin has a record of being number 1 for 35 consecutive months. Jimin also tends to bring up has a record of being number
Brand Reputation. It starts on 2017 until 2023.
There's also a Gallup ranking for idols. In 2018, Jimin became the first male idol to ever take first place in the Gallup rank. Because of jealous individuals, Gallup decided to stop this particular idol ranking. Thus, Jimin became the first and last idol in history to occupy first place for 2 consecutive years.
Wow, talk!
Armed with unique vocals, unrivaled choreography, and a performance that astonishes everyone, Jimin also serves as a fashion icon. The fashion king Jimin seems to be grabbing attention from various people and brands in fashion. In 2019, when Saint Laurent couldn't reach big hit, they contacted a Jimin fan site to ask permission to post one of his photos at their headquarters in Paris and Asia. When the news was out that
Wow.
BTS will be walking the LV fashion show and a teaser was released, LV men's artistic director Virgil Abloh shared
That's an interesting move. That the fan page have permission to say no or yes though.
a video of Jimin from the said teaser. Input Mag mentioned Jimin's opening look, saying that Jimin, widely considered the most fashionable of the band members, opens the show in a light marbled suit and gold sunglasses. He was also mentioned by Vogue, claiming that those engraved wraparound logo shades never looked as cool as they do on Jimin. After the show, Jimin got a new nickname, LV's frontman. We also got to find out that LV frontman Jimin was the reason that BTS became LV's ambassadors. Jimin caught the brand's attention when one of the shirts he wore in a low-quality interview was immediately sold out. Jimin is the only member of BTS and the second male idol ever to be a part of business of fashion, where those who are global icons that shape the global fashion industry only get to be a part of. At the start of 2023, we also got Jimin's W Korea issue with a total of 6 covers, the highest the magazine has ever done. Also, W Korea magazine went out of their usual way of only selling the magazines on Korean platforms. This time they officially released it through their Amazon and eBay profiles for international fans. And they clearly knew what they were doing. Right after the announcement, the pre-sale on every platform was sold out and all of the magazine covers were in the real-time, daily, weekly, and monthly best-selling lists. And just counting 2 Korean platforms, this one magazine issue surpassed over 1 million sales index, the first time in W Korea's 17-year-old history. Not to mention that this was a sponsored photo shoot by Dior, the same Dior that actually pitched the idea of Jimin to business of fashion back in 2019. I bet a lot of brands were really happy about the group's decision to finally allow the members' solo activity. That's why as soon as BTS released their plans to focus more on solo projects, Dior was the first to snatch Jimin up. The group's decision to finally fashion back in 2019. I bet a lot of brands were really happy about the group's decision to finally allow the members' solo activity.
The group allowing the solo members activity. Was this very different before? Was a time where solo activities in BTS was not a thing? Because of the wording of that.
That's why as soon as BTS released their plans to focus more on solo projects, Dior was the first to snatch.
Oh, to focus more. I guess the priority was the full group activity, but then they started working on solos. That's interesting.
Jimin up. Looks like Versace, Valentino, Marc Jacobs, and Givenchy were a tad bit too late. Hopefully Donatella isn't experiencing that big of a heartbreak. It's nice that she is still liking Jimin's posts on Dior's Instagram even though she isn't even following them. Dior is certainly happy. Jimin is their first Asian male to ever be Dior's global brand ambassador. Following the news about this partnership, Dior's stock price peaked at the highest they have ever been in Dior's entire history of 31 years of being on. Stock price peaked at the highest.
Look at it's huge difference. What a peak. 6,000% increase. Wow. That's insane.
Highest they have ever been in Dior's entire history of 31 years of being on the stock market. The news about Jimin being their global ambassador also was discussed all over the financial media. Jimin was also the name on everyone's lips in Paris Fashion Week. When attending Dior's show, Jimin drew in the largest crowd the Dior has ever seen and also the largest crowd that the Fashion Week as a whole has ever seen. After Jimin's appearance at this event, Dior's earned media value rose by 370%, which was twice as much as
They better be paying Jimin enough money because that's crazy.
Dior's closest competitor Yves Saint Laurent.
Oh my God, everyone
a
is
financial
filming.
news agency in Korea, reported that Dior posted a record high annual revenue of over 1 trillion won or $746 million for the first time in its 27 years of operations in South Korea in 2023. Dior is now one of only 3 luxury brands in South Korea to earn more than 1 trillion won annually in revenue. Another brand who managed to snatch Jimin up was Tiffany & Co. In March, they announced Jimin as their new global house ambassador, naming Jimin as a pop icon representing the 21st century. The way Jimin pulled such large crowds in Paris Fashion Week for Dior, he did the same in
Europe.
NYC when he was just attending Tiffany & Co. event.
The CEO of Tiffany and mentioning the larger crowd of Jimin.
You have a lot of fans waiting for you outside for one day.
Guys, don't worry, Jimin is coming, okay?
Ah, that's so. I like that. I like that. They know. Everyone wants him.
Jimin's impact continues with his power to sell out anything he is associated with. Some of the things include various magazines with Jimin's front cover, clothes, jewelry and accessories, merchandise, food and drinks. He even has rock band musicians calling him cute and buying products just because he's using them. He even has rock band
Kishidan. Oh. New hairstyle is the prettiest.
musicians calling him cute and buying products just because he's using them. Back in 2022, when BTS members were releasing their own photo portfolios, Jimin's was the fastest to sell out in both global and USA Weverse shops, respectively under a minute and under a half a minute. Fans were also anticipating Jimin's production diary documentary, so when it finally came out at the end of October, it was viewed by around 510,000 people, and those are only the paid views. So just like that, he got around 11 million euros, once again showcasing his boyism. Jimin has also been a muse for various artists. One of them is a Korean artist, Lee K. He even has a highlight on his Instagram called Muse dedicated to Jimin's paintings. In 2022, Jimin's painting by Lee K was even displayed at exhibition at the Carrousel du Louvre, and it attracted more than 10,000 visitors.
가끔 전시를 가면 이제 당신을 그린 이제 작품들을 많이 봐요, 제가.
아, 그래?
네.
저를요?
네, 이제 그러니까 뭐 젊은 화가분들인 것 같은데 뭐 블랙스완 같은 거 하는 약간 이렇게 화이트 이런 작품이 굉장히 많아요.
There have also been people from the movie industry interested in Jimin. One of them is an American film director, producer, and photographer Gus Van Sant. In an interview, he has expressed his interest in working with Jimin, saying that Jimin is a person that has that kind of peaceful thing about them that I like. Even a famous Korean actor, Kim Kap-soo, made a Weverse fan account so he could write a message to Jimin.
That's interesting. Do you imagine Jimin Hollywood? Wow.
Writing Jimina, do you remember me? We greeted each other at the restaurant when you were with your mother. It's embarrassing, but I'm in Army too. I registered today. Always stay healthy. Congratulations. And most recently, Jimin was name-dropped in relation to the new Barbie movie. Ryan Gosling or Ken gave Jimin a guitar as a gift because he stole one of Jimin's looks, and that is not a real Ken thing to do. Even when Jimin is out of the public eye, Hollywood still manages to mention him. This viral moment, along with Jimin's Jimmy Fallon appearance, won the 2024 Webby Awards. Ryan Gosling and Jimin's social moment earned over 2 billion media impressions. The media also like to refer to Jimin as a frontman. This comes from Jimin's brand power, and the fact that, even if you don't know about K-pop, you probably have heard about Jimin.
혹시 그럼 좋아하는 멤버가 있어요? 개인적으로?
멤버요?
네.
너무 좋아하시는데?
Yeah, it's actually true. Like, and that's actually like I don't know about Jimin exactly, but about BTS as a group. For example, whenever there is anyone that wants to, like non-K-pop fans that want to talk about K-pop, they talk about BTS. So for them, K-pop is just BTS, you know? Either it's just informative video or sarcastic or even haters. When they want to hate on K-pop, they bring up a BTS photo. So I guess it's specifically Jimin as I'm learning right now.
왜 좋아하세요?
귀여운 것 같아요.
지민.
지민이요.
비 아니야?
지민이요.
지민.
지민이 춤선 못 봤냐?
비가 제일
아니야.
지민이요?
춤을 너무 잘 춰서 저 남자한테 반해버렸어요.
세렌디피티라는 그 곡에 동무할 때 춤이랑 노래도 부르고 피땀 눈물 뮤비 첫 장면에서 노래를 딱 시작하는 그 목소리의 피자가 너무 섹시했어요. 뭔가 귀여워서 뭔가 팬 아니어도 약간 보이되는 그런 매력을 가지고 있어서 그냥 노래 들을 때마다 제일 좋아요.
아 멤버 있어요?
이름을 잘 모르겠어요. 제가 아이돌에 관심이 잘 없어서.
네네네네.
아 지민이. 네.
지민 B.
김남준. 네, 슈가? 지민 B. 잘 모르는 것 같아요.
네,
그
지민 B.
랩몬스터.
한 명밖에 모르는 것 같아요. 지민? 중에서 누가 제일 잘생긴 것 같아요?
지민?
지민.
네.
지민 왜 꼽으셨나요?
아는 사람 얼굴이 그 지민밖에 없어요.
개인적으로 좋아하지는 않는데 따로 근데 그 중에서도 지민이 좀 잘생긴 것 같아요, 너. 네, 네, 지민.
If people know these celebrities.
Yes, I work for Dior and we dressed them for their concert. And I work for Billboard and they all came to our office and did a takeover.
Wow!
He has such a great personality.
Jimin?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Jimin
for
is
sure.
like a character.
I love his style.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
눈 마주치고 방금 알아봤어. 눈 마주치고 알아봤어요, 방금.
진짜?
네. 대박이죠?
지민! 아까 그 노래가 지민이 너야?
근데 아미
Oh my
여러분들은 저희 눈만 봐도 바로 알아봐요.
아닐걸? 나는 기사님인 줄 알았을걸?
Some examples to back up his titles can be when Global Big Data Research Institute ranked the then latest mobile models of 3 companies, and the Samsung Galaxy S20 had ranked number 1 on the survey. With the latest release in marketing effects, it was mentioned by the Institute that the advertisement with BTS Jimin also seems to have had a big impact. Jimin has also increased the world interest toward tteokbokki after his visit to a local tteokbokki street stall, with sales increasing by 25% instantly.
Wow.
Jimin was mentioned in a report that talked about a tteokbokki brand selling out, and the boom of Korea's processed rice exports. The same thing happened with a ramen brand. Media reported that Jimin boosted the sales of Samyang ramen by 158% in the US, and 33%.
That's crazy, and I think now I understand why in videos I see like the brands are blurred, because I mean personally I'm not a person that I would definitely run just because I see a brand on the television, but to see like things like that is real, and wow. And the influence that he has is just crazy. Like anything, clothes, food, like anything that he does or have, it will just blow up. It's crazy.
And in China, also proving his strong marketing power. Vice Chairman Kim Young-soo of Samyang Food has already thanked Jimin for greatly affecting the sales of spicy chicken ramen on SBS Food Talk, saying Jimin uploaded footage of himself eating our buldak ramen, which thanks to him is seeing great commercial impact. Samyang Food also sent presents to BTS members. The message on Jimin's ribbon said, "Thanks to Jimin, we've built a new factory in Mulyong." Jimin eating spicy chicken ramen caused a global
so
craze so
lovely.
massive that the manufacturer, Samyang Foods, has built a new factory due to Jimin's impact, publicly thanked Jimin on air, and also became the main sponsor of the Permission to Dance Las Vegas concerts thanks to Jimin.
공연을 많이 좋아하고 좋아해서 저희가 이번에 메인 스폰서가 돼서 저희 제품 홍보할 겸
그래서 나오신 거구나.
Think about how insane Jimin's power is that the BTS advertised crunchy chocolate bar with his theme has
Was
to be
just
kept behind the
casually
counter of the
eating
Japanese
when
store Don
this whole
Quixote
thing
and sold
happened.
1 chocolate bar per person because otherwise they would always be sold out. And not only did Jimin top the Billboard Hot 100 as the first Korean soloist in history, he also once again helped a whole industry. News reported that the stock price of the entertainment industry rose following news of BTS Jimin topping Billboard Hot 100 for the first time as a K-solo. The media reported that not only Jimin raised HYBE shares up to 23.6% that month, but his influence also had the ripple effect of other major entertainment companies. SM saw a 13.2% rise, YG 11.3%, and JYP 9.8%. Back in 2021, the Big Data Utilization Hallyu Market Research Report, published by the Korean Foundation for International and Cultural Exchange, also showed Jimin's It-boy impact, as he was the most mentioned topic under K-pop, K-variety, and K-food. The size of the circle indicates the amount of mentions, while the connecting line shows keyword relational strength. As you can see in the K-pop image, Jimin is more often mentioned individually with K-pop, alone from his BTS status. Funny thing is, he gets printed out on newspapers even if he doesn't attend certain events, like the 65th Grammy event. The new Forbes Korea list of top 40 powerful celebrities of 2024, Jimin ranked number 7. He is the highest-ranking K-pop soloist on the list. This list is the Korean version of Highest Paid Celebrity 100, selected by Forbes in the United States. Forbes Korea list is based on the celebrity's one-year income, taking into account music, performances, movie and broadcast appearance fees, advertisements, brand deals, and annual salary. It's also based on media, social media, and broadcast influence. On Twitter, his hashtag is recognized as a brand. The number of mentions on Jimin's Instagram has exceeded 70 million, recording the highest number of mentions by any person in the world. Jimin has also been a hot topic amongst non-K-pop fans since the very beginning. If you didn't know K-pop, you probably heard about Jimin. That's why his name was on the trending topic even in 2014 when BTS were still rookies. Back then, his name was on the
It's 2014. Autumn statement of BTS and Blackpink, Puffy, congrats EXO, Jimin. What was I doing in 2014?
trending topic even in 2014 when BTS were still rookies. Back then, some were already complaining about Jimin's photo cards being so overpriced, even more expensive than a brand new album. All the commotion about Jimin could be best seen on Twitter.
So,
even right from the
this popularity was even in their debut time, which is interesting.
very beginning in 2013, a lot of users were tweeting about Jimin being very popular, and that he will most definitely have a bright career. A lot of them were already then wishing for a Jimin solo song.
Never could have thought about this. I thought he just became popular after BTS became
Another
popular.
thing we witnessed on Twitter was former South Korea's President Moon liking a Jimin Serendipity performance clip.
Wow, okay, now we got the president liking a post. I don't know if this is usual in Korea because it's the country of K-pop, but in my country, this is something that is 0% to happen. President liking an artist post. There's no way that, so you can imagine the shock, the feeling that I'm having right now.
Gallup Korea's survey ranked Jimin as the number 9 best K-pop soloist of the 21st century. The Hollywood Reporter unveils its top 25 biggest artists of 2024, and Jimin is ranked at number 11 and was the only K-pop act in the top 50. The Hollywood Reporter is an American digital and print magazine which focuses on the Hollywood film, television, and entertainment industries. Jimin sets a new worldwide record as the first and only person in the world to have over 23+ related keywords and hashtags occupying Twitter's worldwide trends simultaneously for the 5th year in a row. According to the 2020 Twitter's
23 related keywords. What could they be? Jimin, BTS Jimin, Jimin BTS, Jimin of BTS, Jimin Use, Jimin Face. 23. Wow.
worldwide trends simultaneously for the 5th year in a row. According to the 2024 Global K-pop Merch Trend Report, Jimin's photo card set a record for the most expensive star merchandise sold in the past year on Bunje, South Korea's largest online second-hand trading platform. It sold for 3 million Korean won. Jimin was among the most listened to in the sky or mentioned by airlines from around the world. Emirates most watched and listened to content in the sky, Jimin. Air Canada's Best of 2023 hit list, Like Crazy. Singapore Airlines Best of 2024, Who. Jimin's exhibition The Truth Untold was the most popular and best-selling event in Los Angeles, ranking #1 out of all the experiences and tours happening daily. Jimin's Like Crazy has been recognized as one of the most performed songs of the year at the 2024 BMI London Awards. It's among the songs that received the most performances on terrestrial radio, satellite radio, and digital streaming services over the past year. Jimin's Like Crazy is the first song performed by a K-pop soloist to ever be honored in the BMI London Awards. It stands alongside BTS's Dynamite as the only songs by K-pop acts to achieve this. Consequence of Sound crowned Jimin's Who as the most impactful K-pop song of 2024. If we were to sit here and list out all the records broken by Jimin's 2024 single, Who, we'd be here all day. Rolling Stone India named Who by Jimin as one of the 10 best K-pop songs of 2024. The ambient lighting, Jimin's dance moves, signature tone, unique vocals, and the music, the strings, rhythms, and synth notes all coalesce into something surreal. Korea's frontman Jimin is also the face of tourism. He contributes to the economy with his influence as a world-renowned artist. Jimin is drawing attention by being used to promote tourism in Busan and Seoul. Even his birthday projects help to boost the local economy, as all of the birthday projects are usually visited by large groups of people, and businesses around the events get revitalized. We all know that Jimin's birthday celebrations in the month of October are like a big festival. A lot of local shops and cafes usually thank Jimin's fans for helping their business bloom at this time. Jimin's economic impact is also recognized by the cities themselves, allowing Jimin's dedicated fan bases to go through with projects that they wouldn't allow for others. One of Jimin's biggest celebration projects was a Jimin's themed airplane. The Jimin-themed airplane was the first Idol's collaboration with Jeju Air to run a package consisting of the entire aircraft wrapping, flight ticket, and in-flight cup set for 3 months. And it looks like that for 2023 BTS Festa, one of Big Hit's projects was also inspired by this specific Jimin fan-base project. Since Jimin's birthday is a huge event where many people gather and boost Seoul's and Busan's local economy, the Busan local government has formed an official task force to manage safety during Jimin's birthday week in the next year and years after that. The first idol generating so much traffic that the local government needs to get involved. They don't call him Busan Prince and Korea's favorite son for nothing. On BTS off time, Jimin went to Jeju Islands. After posting a couple of pictures on his new personal Instagram profile, the tourism and places where he visited flourished. He even got his own photo zone, and you could receive gift bags.
Like, this is crazy. I honestly, I would be running into that place too, because it's a good feeling. It's like you kind of feel the memories, the time where he was there.
Vouchers if you took photos at this though. Jeju also jumped from 19th to 2nd place on city brand reputation in Korea, just behind Seoul. Even almost a year later, there's still a huge queue of people that want to recreate Jimin's photos, as there now is an official Jimin tour on the island. Similar thing happened when Jimin posted his individual video on BTS YouTube channel where he chose to make bracelets in his free time. After the video went live, the bracelet making shop posted on Instagram thanking fans for the big interest and support, and for booking all of the available classes. Jimin's face of K-pop and BTS streak continues, with Korean news singling out Jimin's parts when reporting about BTS concerts, press conferences, or other news about the group. Sometimes it's even a little funny how desperate they look for any Jimin content, as they edit together Jimin's fansite filmed videos and official hype footage just to show center Jimin or Jimin's parts.
This is the chant, the fan chant.
Wow.
It's all of their names, and we are so pumped. Park Jimin. I know that part, guys.
And tell me, who's your BTS bias?
Yeah,
It's Jimin, for sure.
Okay, I'm gonna have to fight her. Jimin is mine. Seriously, I've gotten in fights with ice cream brands about this.
Right.
Seriously.
Ice cream brands are... Wow.
I've gotten in fights with ice cream brands about this.
Rightful titles
Dance
that Jimin has
King.
earned all throughout his career are Stage Commander and Stage Genius, Dance King, Rookie's Bible, and Idol of Idols. Jimin's solo performances are called the Rite of Passage, as many Rookie's Bible and Idol of Idols. Jimin's solo performance.
Park Jimin Idol. Does that mean, did they say something about it?
Rightful titles that Jimin has earned all throughout his career are Stage Commander and Stage Genius, Dance King, Rookie's Bible, and Idol of Idols. Jimin's solo performance.
Oh, it's like a title. Okay, Ace, ATs. Oh, Hyunjin. Okay.
Performances are called the Rite of Passage, as many rookie and junior idols try to cover them, and Jimin is referred to as Rookie's or Idol's Bible, as he is a great role model to them due to his personality, dance, stage presence, and other charms. Usually when covering Jimin's songs, idols do the dance and the singing part separately though, and you already know why.
Oh yeah.
너무 높은데? 이거 진짜 너무 어렵다. 미치겠어. 야바이나 그래.
Oh,
K-Media has also
nice
named
try.
Jimin as the standard of K-pop. Jimin is Korea's best idol in various ways, including his dancing skills, popularity, brand power, visuals, and singing ability. Therefore, many juniors want to follow in his steps and also become K-pop idols. For example, idols from the group TXT have mentioned Jimin as someone they take inspiration from when performing. With Taehyun, of all the performers I know, I think he's the pinnacle when it comes to that classical style of dance. What would Jimin do? How would he move his head around for this part? I practiced by painting a picture of that in my head. Hyuninkai mentioned Jimin's filter performance. I was wondering how to be expressive for the performance and recently watched Jimin's filter concert performance. I got a lot of inspiration from that performance. Bongjiu praised Jimin's dancing and energy, saying, Jimin dances as if he's gonna break his bones. I want to express the same.
이렇게 힘을 많이 주고 정말 요즘 말로 빡세게 하냐 라고 물었을 때 저는 선배님 콘서트를 갔을 때 진짜 저 뒤에 있는 저기 공중에 있는 박스 같은 자체가 그 선배님 무대를 태어나서 처음 봤어요. 근데 그때가 이제 고척이었는데 정말 선배님 7명이 파워도 파워였지만 저기 멀리서 누구 한 명이 진짜 너무 열심히 하고 잘 보이는 거예요. 그래서 와 진짜 저 사람은 누굴까 하고 봤는데 지민 선배님이더라고요. 그래서 아 정말 이렇게 뒤에서 멀리 있는데도 저 정도 에너지가 느껴질 정도면은 정말 얼마나 열심히 추고 계신 걸까 하고 정말 무대 영상이나 이런 걸 싹 다 찾아봤어요. 근데 진짜 와 진짜 뼈가 부서져라 추시더라고요. 정말 모든 걸 쏟고 내려가겠다는 것처럼. 그래서 저도 느꼈어요. 나도 나중에 정말 저렇게 큰 무대에 모아분들과 같이 서게 됐을 때
Jay from the group Enhypen said in his Weverse interview, I want to dance as if it's a piece of cake even when I'm using every last drop of my energy that I could collapse. When dancing K-pop choreography, my role model is Jimin of BTS. In another Weverse interview, Nikki from Enhypen said, I love the way Jimin dances, so I make it a point to study him very closely. I auditioned with his song Lie, so it was a huge honor to film a TikTok with him, just the two of us. He was so kind and nice. I enjoyed every second of it. New Kids Jinkwon has said, I wanted to show a good performance, so I watched BTS performances. I watched Jimin's fancams hundreds of times all night, thinking how can I do these expressions and details. Kazuha, a professional ballerina and a member from the new Hybe girl group La Seraphim, has mentioned that she auditioned for Hybe with the song Dynamite after seeing Jimin perform the song, which made her even more interested in performing. She has also mentioned to Teen Vogue, I only knew ballet before, but I got interested in K-pop especially because of Jimin from BTS, because he also majored in contemporary dance.
적이 되게 많은데요. 저는 이제 방탄소년단 선배님의 지민 선배님이
지민 씨.
네,
네.
제가 또 무대 너무 진심인데 지민 선배님 무대 하시는 거 보면 진짜 충격을 받거든요. 와 이렇게 무대를 할 수 있구나. 그래가지고 되게 닮고 싶은 부분 중 하나입니다.
I think the collaboration
also with BTS because I love their dance style. Especially I love Jimin style, so I learn from them.
저는 BTS의 지민 선배님을 보고 많이 배웠던 것 같습니다.
네네.
데뷔 전부터 BTS 선배님들을 굉장히 좋아했고 또 그중에서 지민 선배님을 굉장히 좋아해서 연습생 때도 많이 영상을 보고 영감을 받고 많이 배웠던 것 같아요, 그분한테.
Last year's Jimin 선배님's comeback, his solo debut with Like Crazy.
Yeah.
I'm in love with that song.
Oh.
It's that whole album is amazing, and the way he performs is like he's one of my like role models as like a singer and a performer. He's amazing.
거울을 보면서 각도나 선 위주로 연습을 많이 했던 것 같습니다. 팬분들도 아시겠지만 제가 또 암이라서요. 지민 선배님을 정말 많이 좋아하고 정말 많이 카피를 하고 많이 연구를 했는데 아직 많이 부족하지만 진짜 멋있다. 나도 저런 아티스트가 되고 싶다라는 생각을 했던 것 같아요.
In fact, you could see Jimin's impact as the Stan attractor when YouTube allowed you to see the most played part of every video, with Jimin's parts being the majority in BTS videos. Fans went
That's very specific.
Crazy when BTS finally performed their song Run BTS, and of course Jimin's dancing went viral during the concert. Then again after the dance rehearsal was released. And later when other
I remember that outfit. It's slayed.
idols were doing the Run BTS challenge, you could see which idols were studying Jimin's dancing with this Jimin-fied head whip only he did at the concert and in the rehearsal video. That's what you call a father of K-pop. Jimin is also the king of fankins. His fake love fankin was the first K-pop idol fankin to surpass 100 million views and a turning point for other fans to mass stream their idol's fankin. Jimin also has 2 plaques of appreciation for his dance skills. One is the plaque for the 2018 MMA Fan Dance Stage, which Impact is still being talked about, and the other is the MMA 2021 Best Main Dancer Award plaque.
오늘 시상하는 부문은 페이보릿 댄스 아티스트 남자 부문입니다. 그래서 여기에 오기 전에 가수분들의 무대 영상을 찾아보고 왔는데요. 춤선이 예쁘기로 소문난 BTS 지민 씨 보이고요.
It's the laugh. Oh my god, his eyes
태민이
closed.
태민이 춤 너무 잘 추죠. 방탄 지민이
카이.
잘 추죠 정말. 엑소 카이. 와우. 근데 셋 다 친구야. 다 잘 추죠.
어우, 그거 감사하죠. 근데 지민
Jimin with Taemin. Oh my god. By the way, I love Taemin and Kai. So I really feel so happy because I know they're from different environments like that. I'm really happy that they're eating together. That's so
팬이라는
nice.
친구도 그렇고 저한테 영향이나 영감을 진짜 많이 줘요. 그래서 사실 이게 참 나를 보고 뭘 이렇게 배웠다
Oh
하기
my God.
뭐라 할 정도로
The way he's
나를?
looking.
약간 난 이런 느낌인데.
근데 각 팀에서 이제 퍼포먼스 담당하고 있어. 지민이도 그렇고 이제
맞아요.
댄스도 그렇고 목이 잘 쓰는.
Oh my god.
그렇지. 뒷목과 머리카락을 담당하고 있죠.
I think there's a lot of people who are versatile, but there's gimmicks.
Yeah.
You know, it's like I know I can pull out like an aerial real quick.
Yeah.
But no, Jimin's like got contemporary experience, modern experience, hip hop, popping. You can actually see all those integrated so well. He's clever with where he's breathing. He's clever with where to relax, where to look. Like these are actually very intentional choices that over time start becoming second nature.
Yes.
Big Hit's performance director has said that Jimin has the characteristic of expressing very smooth and textured choreography, so even when he does hip-hop choreography, he exudes a little alluring charm. In BTS book Beyond the Story, 10-year record of BTS, it is mentioned that Jimin's inspirations from their American activities had a direct influence on BTS. As he attended the performances of various artists in America, he developed bigger artistic ambitions for BTS. I kept comparing their performances to ours. I began thinking our concert staging could be better, so we began asking more from our own concerts. I kept talking about the need to go beyond where we were, to change our repertoire and improve our sets and production. To learn more about Jimin's impact in every industry, whether it's food, fashion, music, or tourism related, you can watch this video. Jimin has always impressed everyone with his speech of warm comfort, empathy, and sincere consideration. Because of this, K-Media even has named him the Human Dictionary of Pretty Words. A lot of times after Jimin's V-Lives or some of the...
I can't get the way he was interacting with Tim out of my head. It was just very lovely. What do you think, guys? I just keep thinking about it. Oh my God. I really need to... I'm gonna find it. I'm just gonna type Jimin and I hope that video pops up, the whole interview thing with Suga.
interviews you will see Korean fans once again being amazed by Jimin's vocabulary, his choice of words and sincerity behind them.
오늘도 고생하셨고 내일도 힘냈으면 좋겠고 쉴 수 있을 때 푹 쉬시고
Thank
미안해서
you.
여러분들 행복을 꼭 찾아왔으면 좋겠습니다.
A lot of Korean fans also point out that Jimin writes his sentences in a structure that is really easy to translate for international fans. He has also been praised by
Ooh.
experts.
I love that. So I think he doesn't use very complex terms.
For his speech at
Wow.
various events. One of them would be the annual Youth Day where Jimin delivered his speech without any script with elegance and sincerity. And most recent would be the speech that he presented at on General Assembly.
어쨌든 대변하는 거였기 때문에 우리 이제 미래 세대는 어떻게 보면은 팬분들한테 듣고 받은 메시지를 얘기하는 부분이었잖아요.
그래서 딱 카메라를 보고 딱 내가 명확하게 하고 싶었던 거지.
딱 그래요.
His mature way of speaking can be seen even when he was a kid. After finishing his elementary school, he wrote, "It seems like the entrance ceremony was the day before yesterday, but I already have to leave the elementary school. Let's play together. I'm cooking too." Some fans also have noticed that in interviews he will mostly give really well detailed yet at the same time generalized answers about himself. He usually doesn't tell much, even though sometimes it could feel like it. Any new information we get to know about him is mostly from people around him.
지금 여러분들한테 보여준 거 빼고 다 못해요. 지금 하고 있는 걸 더 잘하고 싶네요.
좋아하는 거.
Jimin's great upbringing also shows in his respectful
Blushing.
mannerism. Ones that fans have frequently noticed are his good boy pose with hands at his side. Or this respectful hand gesture that is used in Korean culture.
잘 볼 수 있는
순서 막 세 번 하고 저기는 애를 좀 썼지. 심지어 저도 뗀 거 알아요?
Thank you.
아야.
지민 씨가 좋아하겠다.
Oh,
Jimin
okay,
does not
okay.
only go viral for his visuals or performance, but also for his etiquette. One
Something
example is
putting
Korean
hand like
citizens
that.
gushing about how Jimin uses elements of Korean etiquette even when he is abroad. When greeting people, you will always see him bowing.
아 예, 예, 예. How are you? Welcome back to AMA. It's okay to cut.
새해 복 많이 받으세요.
새해 복 많이 받으세요. 세배를 하고 오셨어요?
할까요?
아니 어르신들한테.
저희 어머니 아버지한테 한번.
When BTS performed their song DNA for the Korean President Moon and the First Lady, there's a part where Jimin usually shows hearts, sweeps his hair back, or does something else fun for the audience. But this time he did a 90-degree bow, which once again allowed him to receive a big round of applause from the general Korean public.
Ooh, he transferred that moment depending on the environment.
지민이하고 슈가가 갑자기 올 줄 몰랐어요.
자, 여러분, 이 상황에서 지민 씨처럼 행동하는 게 절대로 쉬운 게 아닙니다. 왜냐면 지민 씨가 이렇게 초대받은 손님으로서 앉으려다가 자기보다 나이가 많은 사람 때문에 엉거주춤한 자세로 있는다는 건 절대로 계산해서 나오는 행위가 아니기 때문에 그래요. 왜냐면 이런 상황들은 예측할 수 있는 게 아니기 때문에 그렇습니다. 그리고 지민 씨가 보여준 이 이전에서의 좋은 매너와 좋은 예의들을 봤을 때는 한마디로 몸에 배어서 자연스럽게 나온 행동이라는 거죠.
Jimin, as sweet and caring as
I
ever,
like that. Learn from him. Being respectful is so
always
nice.
expresses his sincere gratitude to the fans. One of the many sweet things is Jimin hashtagging his tweets with "Our armies won an award again" whenever BTS receives an award at an award show. He also comes on Weverse Live more frequently to update fans about what he's doing and thanking them for their love and all of the achievements his solo songs are making. Jimin also frequently likes to remind the fans to stay warm and not to catch a cold whenever the weather gets a little colder, as well as always reminding fans to stay healthy and look after your body in a healthy way.
잘 걸리니까
조심하시고 마음 조심하시고 몸 조심하시고 그렇게 있어주시면 감사하겠습니다. 즐겁고 오늘 식사 잘 챙겨 하시고 앉으셨던 분들을 오늘 봐주셔서 오늘도 감사합니다. 다음 주에 또 올게요.
여러분 어떻게 지내셨어요? 오케이.
뭐 제가 얘기해놨어가지고
뭐라고?
이거 밥 먹고 좀 잘 지내고 있으라 그랬어요. 여기까지 건강하게 아프지 말고.
Cookies eating.
귀가하시고 귀가했다고 위버스에 글 남겨주시면 제가 또 읽어보도록 하겠습니다. 알겠습니다. 오늘 와주셔서 감사하고 지금까지 지민이었습니다. 괜찮아요? 핫도그 잘 먹었어요?
It seems that he is also a supportive shoulder to lean on for his band members and even someone to look up to for the older members.
예를 들어서 우리가 지금 함께 하고 있지만 평생 같이 안 할 수도 있는 건데 그렇기 때문에 더 노력해야 되는 건데.
In an interview with Teen Vogue, RM mentioned Jimin saying, "I get free life lessons from J-Hope and Jimin. Sometimes it's like they're 10 years older than me." In another interview, he has also said, "Many people think that Suga is like the grandfather of the group, but he acts more like a little kid. Jimin is the opposite. He looks like a baby, but inside he's mature and like a grandfather." For BTS Festa, when members left each other compliments, J-Hope wrote, "You're like my little brother, but sometimes it feels as if you really are an older brother. For 7 years, I've been relying on you a lot and I've gained so much strength from you." During an interview in Japan, J-Hope has also said, "Jimin likes being playful, but he also is a mature person who thinks a lot." Whenever the members gather after award shows or before activities and talk, the words Jimin says really have depth. "Even though he is younger, I respect him a lot."
Member I need when relieving my stress. 스트레스 해소할 때 제일 풀고 싶을 때 필요한 멤버.
이거 약간 갈라질 수도 있어요.
갈라질 수
잘 맞을 것 같아요.
하나, 둘, 셋.
지민이죠, 지민이.
Most of them point to Jimin.
정말 지민이가 오자마자 웃음꽃이 제가 거의 뭐 웃음꽃이 활짝 피었습니다. 네. 정말 큰 힘이 됐고 도움이 됐고 진짜 모르겠어요. 정말 너무너무 고맙고 이 먼 길까지 와줘가지고 이렇게 응원해주고
재밌었어. 엄청 재밌었어.
아 진짜로?
끝났어.
난 진짜
끝났어 진짜. 다른 사람들 보면 어떡해. 왜 BTS 공연보다 더 멋있었어. 왜 놀라는 거야?
손 떨지 마. 괜찮아. 잘했어.
나 진짜 멘탈도 어떻게 하냐.
다리 떨려가지고. 기다리라고. 대단한데.
그래요?
뭐야 당신?
난 라이브잖아.
공연을 위해서 태어난 사람이야?
데뷔 후에는 제가 어쨌든 어른이 되고 나서 알게 된 사람 중에 제가 가장 사랑하고 많이 신뢰하는 그런 사람입니다. 만약에 지민이가 옆에 제가 필요하다면 저는 항상 있을 의지가 있는.
오히려 지민이가 저한테 처음으로 챙겨줬거든요. 그게 저는 너무 감동이었어요. 그게 더 큰 선물이었던 것 같아요.
그러니까 선물을 해주는
항상,
거 보면 그 사람 성격을 알 수 있으니까.
네네네. 이게 제가 꼭 말씀드리고 싶었던 건데 저희끼리는 그냥 생일을 그냥 무던히 넘겼어요. 남자들끼리 막 그렇죠. 그랬는데 근데 지민이의 생일 선물을 멤버들한테 주는 걸 시작으로 저희끼리 생일 선물을 챙겨주는 문화가 시작이 됐어요. 그렇지. 이게 문화가 생겼어요.
시작이
Oh, it starts with the gifting
이 정도입니다.
cycle.
네, 그리고 지민이는 뿌린 대로 거두고 있습니다.
There was no surprise to Jimin fans that Jimin will do good in his military training. Given his mature and level-headed
He finished, right? All right.
approach to life and his athletic background, Jimin received the Division Commander's Commendation, which is given to the top trainee among all trainees after their 5-week training period. During this time, he attained the highest marks in the different assessments, and of course, true to his sweet and caring nature, there have been different testimonials from other recruits from Jimin's unit posting their experiences training alongside Jimin. They praised him for helping them to improve their ranking in the assessments, some of them even getting to the top 10 position thanks to him. Others praise him for giving up his allocated phone time to other recruits and for buying them food. Jimin had also been assigned to the artillery battalion, and the newest news informs us that Jimin was participating in combat training at the Korean Combat Training Center, which is said to be the toughest training of all in the Korean military. He's assigned to be the artillery brain during the training. After successfully completing the training, he was awarded the prestigious title of Special Warrior, or Special Grade Soldier. The soldiers that are being discharged before him also have posted their Jimin merch with sweet messages from Jimin. It seems like Jimin treated everyone like his kid, even if they were older. If we are speaking more about Jimin's thoughtful personality, one of the things I have to mention is him being a charity fairy. Global Citizen featured BTS in 7 ways BTS inspires the world to create lasting change, mentioning Jimin as one to support everyone's right to learn. Jimin, also named Pride of Busan, has made several donations
20 years his old elementary school. Okay.
to support education in his home community, donating money and resources to help students in need of financial assistance. He makes donations quietly by himself or through his dad. Jimin is a part of the Green Noble Club for Children as a high-value donator. Most recent news that we got about Jimin was about him donating 100 million won to educational institutions, including schools and libraries, and of him donating to his hometown in Busan to a program made to promote residents' welfare, supporting the vulnerable, and protecting youth. Also, right before he enlisted into the military training, he made a private donation in the form of scholarships for students at the Dongyue Institute of Technology in Busan. And while being in the military, Jimin donated 100 million won to support injured and killed soldiers and their families, including living expenses, medical expenses, children's scholarships, and memorial services. He also has visited orphanages in his free time on his own, after promising the kids there that he will be back.
They get performances, right? They're now Jimin is their bias. Oh, he's gonna do one. He's doing it in a very cute way.
Another sweet gesture Jimin does is he often sends flowers to his alma mater in Busan. In an interview with GQ, when all of his solo song achievements were mentioned, his humble personality once again shined through as he answered, "I don't think it should be taken literally. I think I'll be arrogant. I still lack a lot. I think it's correct to say I'll work harder." A journalist has said that a cheeky thing Jimin does. At the press conferences, Jimin usually would stare everyone in the eye, never breaking eye contact first, and making the reporters flustered. Also, one unique thing about his personality, contrary to him being young and somewhat on the internet, he really doesn't know that much slang that the kids these days use. And he likes phone calls over text messages. Talk about a rare gem. The Korean fans even jokingly call him a muggle or park muggle.
야, 진짜 이게 말하는 게 어려워. 저 궁금해 이런 거. 야, 어려워? 야, 쉬운 거 말고 어느 정도로 이런 것들. 좋아 이게. 다음. 조용히 봐.
사실 귀걸이 하면 되게 간단해요. 저는 심플한 것만 주로 차기 때문에 이런 거 그냥 링이나 이런 것만 차서.
팬분들이 지민 씨 귀걸이 되게 손민수 많이 하시더라고요. 막 되게 많이 따라서 하시고.
손민수가 도대체 누구예요?
그거를 손민수 한다라고 하는 거예요. 네, 따라 타고.
여러분 손민수 하십시오. 아니 손민수가 누군지 모르겠어요. 사람 이름인가 아닌가.
Japanese magazine My Mullet retracted Jimin's early footsteps in Busan. One of the cafe owners where Jimin used to eat it said Jimin was good at study, especially math. He kindly supported disabled friends and was always on the class committee. In middle school, Jimin danced poppin' at the school festival with a great reception. When my friends and family got together on the way home to eat chicken, I asked him to give me his autograph, and he said shyly, "I don't have a signature." I wish I had received his autograph at the time, and I regret it for the rest of my life. In an interview with the same magazine, Jimin's popping dance teacher has said he had many friends and was the type to get on well with others. He was intelligent, had leadership, and was the class president at school. There were times he would warn his friends who were being naughty, but it didn't make anyone feel unpleasant because he talks very well and politely. Whatever it is, he's the person to act first, and he'll play around when it's time to play. I've never seen him badmouth his friends, not even once. During his extracurricular dance classes in junior high school, he was very popular amongst the older girl students, so there would be many fans waiting for the lesson to end. The dance teacher also mentioned that Jimin still stays in touch with him and the school, and he thinks of Jimin as someone he can trust.
That's so nice, actually.